Who's the carry? Who's the support in that lane is what you wonder.
Man. Back then, it probably would have been the PA being support with Orb of Venom and Blightstone, but
also we were talking about how strong Weaver is at level 2. Even Snapfire's got a great level 2 power spike, and so does the PA. The dagger into Blink Strike is a lot. Like, this is an early kill threat lane, regardless.
Very.
And also, because you can sit back and dagger farm, you're not really putting yourself in a position to get astraled away from, you know, 1 or 2 lost hits. So it's also an added bonus. The only issue is once OD gets Meteor Hammer, then you're threatened. But before that, it seems like he's just going to be very easy to bully.
you also have to be careful with OD, right? A lot of the time, OD will want to use Astral to secure range creep CS, for example, but if you throw the Astral out the window, PA just gets a free opening, because that's your one defensive tool in this lane, except like maybe tossing the PA away or something, assuming that the Tiny and OD will be laning together here.
They are gonna dive you, for sure. The one saving grace, though, is this Queen of Pain, right? She's such a good mid-hero at reacting. If she sees that perhaps the PA is overextending or committing too hard for a kill in OD, she can just TP in. She's got so much magic burst for the PA and eventually the Sonic Wave. Should be a simple matter to kill the PA if she's too out of position.
It's good here. Darkseer's banned against Terrorblade, of course. EG had their problems even against 4 Zoomers with that.
And their second phase Broodmother band is paying dividends. Now they don't need to worry about it.
Yep.
Do you like Terrorblade here, Sundarin?
Not in particular. I think it's fine. It's one of the best carries against PA in a 1-to-1 matchup in isolation, right? Because of the armor. But I do think Snapfire handles Terrorblade pretty well. And so does Kunkka, in my opinion. It's a lot of magic damage. And the Sanking last pick, I like it. I think it's good. Quick targeted stun. Give something for Tomato to play off. Every time Sanking has stun up, there's a potential jump from PA. Oh, Tomato looks sick, too. That's,
Also, they didn't necessarily have the hero that was gluing together their ability to take fights, and by picking Sand King, they've kind of salvaged it for themselves, right? He's not typically your best Link initiator, because oftentimes he wants to sit back, channel the Epi, and go in, but he's gonna have the Kunkka X set up too, right? He also excels at defending towers, so it's a pretty well-rounded hero to complete what they're lacking in that lineup.
yeah, that's a really outrageous comment.
It's a really good lineup. I agree.
Yeah.
Thank God we got that guy out of here. He was really killing my vibe.
Right? I mean,
Right?
he was so
oppressive, dominating the conversation.
It's just, but with his giant cinder and
With this giant frame, yeah, agreed. You did not get to weigh too much in on the Sand King.
Really?
No, you did. I was too busy staring at Cinderin. Yeah.
I think Sand King is a good hero at rounding out drafts. The one weakness to Sand King is he's very exploitable in the first few levels, right? Until he gets more in Sandstorm or whatever build he goes for, you can punish him every time he walks up, while his skills are still not that good. So are they the best at exploiting him in the early game? Maybe, because the reflection into meta level 2 could be strong enough. But I do like what it has to offer, and I think we're going to see another close game again.
This time I'm more convinced. This time you're actually sounding it, and this time I saw it. We're at a 1-1 standstill right now in the series. Let's get an advantage going. It's game number 3, Evil Geniuses and TSM FTX with Sunsfin and Cinderin.
Thank you very much. Game number 3 of this best of 5 grand finals between TSM FTX. I didn't say dot this time. I'm really proud of myself. Versus Evil Geniuses.
No dot.
Dot RTZ.
Dot RTZ. Yes.
That's right.
Very good.
What are your thoughts on the lineup? The one lineup.
I think both lineups are actually very good.
I said just one lineup.
Which one?
I don't know. Pick one.
Oh, I like it. Because I like both. So I like the lineup.
Yeah, that worked out.
I think it has a lot of good things going for it. It has stuns, damage, and scalability. So that's nice. Show the game, please, so we can talk about the particular heroes, if you please. Yay! There we go. So we are
self-conscious
paused.
about both our faces.
We are paused.
You're self-conscious for me. I appreciate that.
Yes. Although you do have a dope shirt on, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, so just looking over the lineups really quickly, right? You look at EG. This might seem like a kind of greedy tricore to run OD, Quap, and Terrorblade, but with OD not being the greediest hero after all nowadays with Meteor Hammer, I think you can definitely pull a lineup like this off. You have some good, easy-to-hit setup stunts with Avalanche and Fire Blast to connect with on Queen of Pain to give Terrorblade something to hit. And on the other side for FTX, TSM, FTX, TSM, you have, I think the Sand King was the nice missing piece here. Just having a low cooldown stun to enable Weaver to do extra damage, to enable Snapfire to combine, and to, you know, let PA also use her Phantom Strike off cooldown to get something done in fights. I think the key moment in this game is going to be when BKBs come out on TSM. Like, if they get full value out of their BKBs, that's one downside to EG's draft is what do they really have against BKB heroes, right? You have a Terrorblade who can attack and an OD. OD is going to be weak because Arcane Orb doesn't work. You have Sonic Wave and Terrorblade right clicks, but it's a PA with Blur. So, are you really going to kill them in BKB? So,
Is that a rhetorical question?
probably my biggest worry here. I think maybe at some point Terrorblade has to go for MKB, but it doesn't feel that nice to do.
No, it's terrible.
But it might be an asset. I mean, if PA gets the Blur talent, like, what are you going to do? He has 85% evasion. You need a Bloodthorn or an MKB then.
Yep. Yeah, it's
you're gonna have to
I mean, that's one of the benefits of picking PA against these types of heroes that don't want to itemize for that, right? Or Terrorblade wants to go for the stats, and OD will literally never buy anything.
Yeah.
I mean, Bloodthorn, I guess if you have to, but
I suppose you could get it on OD, yeah.
that's like a much later item pickup for him for sure.
But it definitely is the downside to that matchup for Terrorblade, right? And it's a traditional good matchup against PA Terrorblade, but I think the balance of it has swung a little bit lately.
Yeah, I mean, PA hasn't really been picked that much, but when it's been picked, it feels like it's been really successful in this season. As Moon Meander is going to Shikuchi. Ooh. He sees Nightfall, I think. Maybe not.
They know that if TSM are here because they have the same ward that TSM just placed.
Oh, nice D ward from Jerax. Get some juicy amount of gold for him. So, did you actually pick a lineup during that long monologue of yours?
I think if you put me on the spot and I had to pick a favorite, I'll probably go with TSM's lineup just based on how the series has gone so far. But it's under the condition that they get to late game, or at least like 30 minutes without being too rolled. Mm-hmm. And I'm a little bit concerned about the strength of their lanes, except the PA Weaver lane, which is super strong.
Yeah, the stun from Saberlight, he's going to secure himself the bounty rune, but it'll still be a 2 for 2 across the board. As Arteezy gets a few nice right clicks here. Dubu's actually connecting as well, but I'm not going to find anything. Yeah, always fun to see a PA. Why do you think this hero isn't picked as much as... I mean, obviously the illusion carriers are kind of the king. Well, I didn't say all of them, but Terrorblade just feels like it's picked all the time, especially by EG. But what's the weakness of PA? Is it the itemization that it's one of the few heroes that kind of has to go for Battle Fury?
She needs time, right? And I think PA is a strong laner together with the right pairings, but a lot of the times those pairings will be banned, right? Like Snapfire and Weaver are two of her best friends, and in this game TSM are getting both of them because of, you know, switch ups in the draft. Oh, nice ignite here from Jerax.
Yeah, that's gonna hurt.
Might actually be in serious trouble. Nice burrow strike.
That's 2 double burrow strikes in a row from Saberlight with level 1 burrow. That's pretty good.
Yeah, worth keeping in mind that Jerax is the one laning not against Weaver, so I think that's good news for Moon Meander that he didn't have to face the Ogre matchup.
Yeah, true.
Another good ignite.
Dubu taking down very low. We're trying to turn it around on Jerax with a little shredder, but has to be careful here. No way to really close the gap yet, and
I just realized Saberlight is playing from home.
You just realized that now.
I didn't think about it, but like time-wise, he's playing the series at like 4 a.m. right now.
I mean, he's a degenerate like the rest of us.
That is very insulting. Please be respectful to the players. His mic still works.
I'm just staring at Cinder because he's very rude to me. Yeah, 4 a.m.'s fine. I think he's used to that.
That'll be all right.
I mean, if he wants to scrim at normal times, then he kind of has to be playing at this time anyway, right?
That's
so
fair.
His schedule
Maybe
is
his regular schedule is like this.
I would hope so. That's when are you going to scrim?
Yeah.
Saberlight can get some farm here. There's Jerax. Okay, there's the burrow strike into a cookie. Not the greatest communication. It's going to turn into a fire blast with the right clicks of Arteezy. Yep. Saberlight looks to be potentially dead. Very little HP. But Jerax chases him down, and that is the first blood for EG in game number 3.
Yeah. Like you said, the communication there. If they are on the same page, that is not a kill. But had the same idea to stun both heroes. Did it at the same time, though.
It's funny, when Snapfire first came out, I didn't think Cookie was going to be that good of an ability. They really haven't had to change it at all, I don't think, right? Maybe the damage numbers?
I think it got improved a little bit at some point. Oh, hang on.
Maybe they made it faster. Maybe the projectile was slow at first. Oh, Burrow Strike.
Okay.
Not on any heroes, but he's not really in any danger, so
Got the range creep.
things will be fine. Mid matchup, which we haven't really discussed as of yet, is Bryle playing Mr. Kunkka versus Abed's Queen of Pain. 17-6 on Abed. And for Kunkka, 12-1, so a little bit behind here. As we can see Moon Meander with the Swarm in the top lane. Crit. In the area as well. As you can see, Dubo actually had to pop the Fairy Fire bottom, but looks like he's going to be able to walk away fine. Oh, toss. Ooh, nice dodge.
Yep, dodges that with the healing cell running. Gets a little bit of damage in. And now Saberlight hits level 3. I would say the big strength for Sanking in this lane probably comes level 5 when you have 3 in Sandstorm. The damage is actually very dangerous for Terrorblade when you're playing against Snapfire as well. The raw magic output can become an issue, so has to be a little bit cautious there. Jerax.
Jerax. I mean, he's a tanky boy, but a little shredder.
God, that
Quite
Sanking
a
illusion
bit
is
of
so
armor.
enormous. That tail was as big as a hero.
Yeah, well, I mean, look at his actual tail.
Yeah, it's as
Quite
big as a
large.
hero.
The cosmetic made it twice as big, I think.
Yep.
Abed picks up the water rune. He is level 5 right now, so slight advantage going his way in terms of the XP advantage overall in the mid lane. And I mean, Queen of Pain. The thing I like about this draft, how it started out, was very flexible for EG.
Yeah.
Like in terms of the actual roles, right? Because Queen of Pain can kind of play anywhere. Tiny, I mean, it's probably a support, but we've seen that mid. Like you could switch that up if you really wanted to. Like mid Tiny is not the craziest. And then OD as well. Kind of switch it up.
EG have done a good job not getting too punished in this top lane. PA is out farming the OD. Now Moonmander.
All right. Yep, Swarm is attempting to TP out and will be successful. His crit will be able to walk away as well. And he did TP back to base, so it'll be a long walk back into the lane itself. So Saberlight, you said level 5 is when he really hits his stride here.
I would say so. He's actually in trouble here.
Yeah, the
potentially.
sentry spotting him out. Dubu's in the area though. Has the cookie. Will use it. It will actually end up getting stunned with the Burrow Strike. Continue to get chased by that ginormous version of
Jerax is
himself.
blocking Arteezy there.
Yep, couple more right clicks, and no vision. Does not have a sentry.
Oh dear.
We'll have to try to close the gap here, but Saberlight able to maneuver himself to safety. As mid lane, we see the boat come out along with the Sonic Wave. Some good damage mitigation and will allow
X refill.
Bryle to live. Yeah.
That feels really good if you're Kunkka. You got ganked and Sonic survived and come back like nothing happened. That is really good news for Bryle. Gives him the possibility to make a rotation that Quap can't really respond to very well. Sonic Wave is the primary reason that Queen's side lane rotations are so good, and with that being down for 2 minutes, could be eyeing an opportunity. Or they could double down on it and actually go for him without it here. Was not expecting this.
Yeah, Avatos with the pressure from Abed. Moonmeander's come to play as well, but it's not going to be enough to save Bryle's life. The X will not really end up netting them any advantage here as Moonmeander. Oh, tried to go for the illusion rune, won't get it. But at the very least will live, so you're right. They stuck around and Bryle kind of took that maybe a little bit too aggressive.
That's a big loss. He doesn't have TP now to come back to lane. The X refill he just did, so.
Yeah. I mean, in terms of CS, very even still between the two of them in the mid lane. But you can see the net worth. Actually, the net worth is almost the same as well, so pretty close as we see the cookie action top lane. Nightfall gets off the Astral Imprisonment, but he will likely drop to this right click, and it'll be Moonmeander claiming that one. So,
Good rotation from Dubu. He's kind of freed up with Sanking hitting level 5 bot. Close to a Vanguard as well. When Saberlight has that, you can expect him to be a very difficult kill. Actually going to start pressuring Arteezy a little bit here. Half health. Has Tangos to work with at the very least, but needs to be a little bit careful. Any rotation down here would be a kill together with Sanking if Arteezy is this low. As a result, might just end up going jungle. He is level 6. If he wants to leave his lane, he could.
yep.
Oops, a little bit of a slip up on the CS.
I mean, based on the laning setup, are you surprised at all that Tomato is farming quite a bit better than team? I mean, he's a 500 gold advantage already at 7.5 minutes.
It's a little bit surprising, yeah. I didn't think the gap was going to be this big, and I wonder why it is, because they have about the same CS. I don't know if Arteezy needed to buy his own regen, or Tomato has an assist. So does Arteezy, though.
Yeah, that's actually quite strange.
Is there a difference in bounty runs taken by the teams or something? Guess maybe that's part of it.
Well, Tomato did go for the Orb of Corrosion, and we'll follow it up with Treads into the Battle Fury. How many heroes can buy Battle Fury now?
PA, Troll, AM.
Is that it? That might be it. Ursa stopped. Ursa's like Diffusal.
Yeah, they don't buy it yet. Or anymore, rather. Monkey can carry. Juggernaut.
Okay, Avatos from Crit. Moon Meander. He's gonna have to Shikuchi
Yeah,
out.
like a handful. Slark, if you want to lose MMR.
Oh, you could do that on Crystal Maiden too. Same
That's true.
result. I think.
But you can do it on Slark without getting reported. Actually, probably not.
I mean, the report might not do anything.
Oh, crit.
All right, Moon Meander comes back. Tomato, he's sitting on the cliff. They know that a rotation's coming. Abed blinks in with this Scream of Pain. Nice toss from Jerax. Gonna get that Fire Blast into the Sonic Wave. Goodbye, Tomato. They will find collateral in Crit, but that's just a support for a core.
Oh, Abed missed the
Moon
scream
Meander
there.
with the Shikuchi soon.
That might
like he's
actually
fine.
save his life.
Both though. Looks like it's going to be used for Jerax into the torrent, but Abed coming to help out his comrade as well. Jerax is going to be taken out by Dubu though. Bryle should. Oh my god, he actually dies.
Arcane Rune, very good.
Wow. That is very unfortunate for Undyne. Again, that's a TP down. He's going to have to walk all the way back wherever the hell he wants to go. 2 times now for Bryle. Still, relatively even game. Quite early on. You're seeing Abed's bottle get refilled now. It's about to hit the 10-minute mark, so a little bit of XP boost coming for both respective teams. And power runes as well. But rotating back top is TSM. Nightfall. Oh, actually, the Swarm connects on too. I don't even think he had vision on Crit. Nightfall is just going to TP out. Would need like 3 crits.
Don't
I
you
think.
just love being weavered? It's rough.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
How do you
Yeah,
think
you
they're gonna
survive, but you have to TP base and spend 100 gold
Right. That's
to
true.
get back to lane. So Nightfall is having a rough lane for the first time today. Like, it's actually really rough. He's 1,000 gold behind almost the Sand King, who got killed in lane.
But he does have Meteor
As well.
Hammer.
He does.
He has it now. The item created just for OD.
And Treant.
Kind of.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
It's not as cool though. It doesn't match its color scheme like OD does. Like they literally match the color scheme. As you see, he's now starting to get some farm in that top lane thanks to the Meteor Hammer. And we'll see if they want to connect on some sort of a game. I mean,
Amberlight has just been left bottom alone and takes the tower minute 10.
okay.
Solo Sand King. No
Yeah, that is strange.
contesting that apparently for EG.
And he has that Vanguard. We'll be going for Blink next as Moon Meander. In the area, there is a sentry for Jerax to try to find a potential kill, but do you think TSM ends up defending this tier 1? I mean, this is basically the entirety of EG.
I think they could with the Sand King Vanguard. I actually think he can TP up there and be a problem. They might not think it's worth it. It is risky, and you do need many heroes. So they're just not going to bother. I think it's a theoretical defense, but I don't know if it's a good one. You need to use multiple TPs. You're at risk of getting jumped as you're connecting in. Yeah, they're just not going to do it.
Yep, so they're going to get that tower eventually, and Arteezy's going to TP to the mid lane. So Arteezy sitting on a Dragonlance Treads. Meanwhile, his counterpart in Tomato has the Ring of Health Broadsword. So a little over halfway to the Battle Fury. And for the mid matchup, Bryle looks like first item BKB. That is something that we are both hoping that will change in this next patch. Is Crit getting initiated on Tomato, gets the cookie applied to him, and that's going to result in a kill for him.
Yeah, they were trying to set up a kill on Dubu there with Crit using the maximum duration of Avalanche Toss to allow Abed to connect on Quap, but the turnaround was there. Yeah, Tomato, it's going to be a nice little snack there on the way to the jungle. Probably going to look at a 14, 15-minute Battle Fury here, which is very good, given that he bought Orb of Corrosion and Treads
Yep.
and Raindrop. It's actually very nice timing. with all these little build-up items that allowed him to win the lane.
And the tier 1 tower now getting pressured by TSM. Saberlight ready with the ult. Still no blink, but quite the tanky boy indeed.
He's in a really good position. And Dubo might be some good bait here too.
Yeah, the Avalanche is just going to clip him.
Oh, they're not going to use it.
Dubu cookies to the right side here. Saberlight really itching to get an initiation off. Now, he gets the burrow to start things off. There's the boat, but
Nice
a nice Astral for the save. And the Mortimer's Kisses are going to be canceled pretty much right off the bat. So with that, I believe TSM will likely retreat. If they don't lose anybody, though, then not a whole lot lost. Although there's the Fire Blast with Jerax's multicast. Nicely done. Good skill.
He's going to dig up a salve in front of them as well.
I mean, he does have a million armors. I think it's going to be fine. And Nightfall with that Meteor Hammer will likely try to pressure this tier 1 mid a little bit more. There we go. Meanwhile, Tomato is still in the enemy jungle, and he is 400 from Battlefield. So as long as he doesn't die in the next minute, it's going to be amazing timing, like you said. Yasha looks to be next for Arteezy. I mean, is there a certain, like, what items are you waiting for here? Because the BKB from TSM on, like, Bryle, the first item, I assume they want to fight right at that point.
Probably, yeah.
But that's going to be aligning with Battle Fury. Like, you don't want to fight with Battle Fury necessarily, right?
No, but I think you want the BKB to kind of bridge the gap, right? Because with that item being as powerful as it is when he gets it, they can fight as 4. And then you're going to burn a charge or 2, but that's okay. Because then PA gets hers. And if you're not fighting capable, you can risk losing too much of the map.
So you think this is the game that Tomato goes BKB's second item?
I think so, yeah. I think so. He doesn't need to buy Deso. That's the beauty of this. They have so much minus armor between the Swarm and Snap that PA is kind of playing with a constant buff that isn't even on her, right? It's just there's gonna be something in the fight.
Do you actually think he's not gonna go for it after?
I think he's still gonna go for it, but it's an easier choice to make to go for the BKB when you know you're not gonna have damage problems to connect to that item.
Yeah, fair enough.
Gonna farm an ancient stack here that Bryle even softened up for him here. So.
Oh, by the way, so you were discussing the whole evasion aspect of Blur this game. You actually do think he's going to take the 35% Blur at 20?
Yeah, for sure. It's insanely good this game. Almost always, actually. Some PAs have taken the armor corruption if they go Manta because they stack independently on the illusions.
Oh.
So it's technically a -9 armor if you have Manta.
Why would that work?
Because it's a video game. And
that sounds like a literal bug that has become a feature.
I don't think it's been changed.
There's no way that should be a thing. That's so weird.
But yeah, if you don't do that, like most games, the 35% evasion is better. It's just really, really strong. Like we talked about, OD doesn't want to buy MKB. Terribly doesn't want to. If they don't, they're just not going to hit. Like, you need to.
I mean, if that's the itemization that somebody like Arteezy would have to go for, at what point does he do so? He's going for SNY right now, as we're going to see the initiation on Mr. Tony.
Nice
Not the
cancel on the
Avalanche though, but likely will fall shortly here.
I like that a lot. He's threatening the epi, but then just. I think it didn't get Eva cancelled, right? He cancelled it himself because he can just channel as he wishes. That was a really great quality of life change for Sanking.
Yeah, after so many years of pain. My goodness, the shift clicking and all that crap. Ugh. And Nightfall now has a blink dagger, so looking to close the gap even further here for EG.
I'm afraid he's going to end up playing mainly defensively. I think they need the Astral as a save a lot in this game.
Do you think he needs to go for Ags next then?
Yeah, I think Ags would be very good. But at the same time, if you don't have BKB, can you really fight? Like, he's caught in this awkward position with choosing what items to buy. I think this is really difficult, and he doesn't have anything of the quick buy yet either, because I think he's really taking his time to decide. There's a lot of items you really want, and it's difficult to gauge what the more important one is. The Ags is great, so you can save teammates from PA. The BKB is great, so you can hit everyone else, then PA. And there might even be a third item he's considering. I'm not sure if he wants.
Burrow's gonna miss there. Nightfall gets off the Astral Meteor Hammer combo. Tomato getting destroyed.
Big kill.
Down he goes, 45 seconds.
This is going to develop,
Arteezy getting quite low, though. Bryle's in the vicinity. Nice Burrow Strike epicenter combo from Saberlight. They are destroying EG in this fight. Goodness gracious. 2 cores dead right off the bat. Retribution, but TSM lose a couple more supports on top. So it ends up being a 3 for 2. Still pretty value kills for TSM.
Yeah, I think they're okay with this. They lost 2 supports and a carry for the 2 biggest heroes on the Radiant side. It's a pretty even trade. All right.
Yeah,
Like
not
stun.
over yet, it seems. Saberlight.
Saberlight could be in trouble.
He is quite tanky. There's no Sanity's Eclipse to work with, but they still have vision.
Oh, he has a stun again
Arcane
now.
Orb. All right,
okay.
Astral Imprisonment.
He has Raindrop.
He does. Will he live? Burrow Strike?
He will.
Oh,
wow.
oh, wait.
He's dead.
He's dead. Nice call, Synderen. As usual, crit in the meantime. Will be X back into the Torrent, so he'll be the consolation.
Do you also miss LD a little bit?
Of course.
Yeah. A little bit. Your mic still works. Say something.
I said yes.
Say something
Would you like
again.
me to elaborate? You asked me a yes or no question. What do you want from me? Good lord. Good Gaben. Lumiana's gonna get side. Okay, actually, answer me this question. This is not a yes or no for you, so you can talk for like 5 minutes straight if you want. Is there some sort of item timing for EG before they get a little bit more aggressive?
Yes.
We're seeing smokes every once in a while, but
That was a yes/no question.
okay, what specific items are we looking for?
I think Arteezy's BKB is big. You saw that last fight, how big of a problem it was that he just got caught by literally anything. Like the raw magic damage burst potential is an issue. BKB is close though. He's only 500 off.
Yeah, so he's changing it from. He had SNY queued up, so.
Nightfall bot treads, and he is okay. Now he's eyeing up the eggs, so he is aiming for the hybrid solution, primarily defensive though.
All right.
It's a lot of minus armor.
Indeed. This is the TSM advantage this game, no doubt about it. You guys talked about it on the panel. The minus armor is crazy. EG, not so much.
The swarm, medallion, little shredder, orb of corrosion.
Yeah, that's going to be the Aegis for Tomato, so he could fight with this. Is still opting to go for the BKB next, so like you said, and actually, if he stays true to his what he has queued up, will not be going Deso. It'll be a Basher, actually, after the BKB.
I think it's fine. Like we covered before, it's not a necessity. With the Basher, he has a very good shot at just killing OD. I think that's part of it. OD and Quap are able to buy themselves a lot of time, and he wants max value out of his BKB, so he wants to be able to stick on the targets that he finds. So Basher would do that for him.
Fair enough.
He might still go back for a Deso after. It's not out of the question, but I think at that point he might just go Scotty instead. When you're taking this path.
Link Astral into the aggressive toss, but wait, where the hell did he go?
Wait,
Where the hell did he go? That wasn't even an X. Wait, was it? He does have Arcane Rune. Maybe he's back up already? No, there's no way.
what?
I
I caught the tail end of that. I have no idea what happened. Do we have a replay on that?
We eventually, but there's, action might occur here. Nice avalanche, but initiation back on top of EG this time. And it looks like maybe not on the same page as Crit will drop.
Jarex is in trouble. He's
Mortimer's
being
Kisses
burned.
from ridiculous range. Looks like Tomato's going to help get yet another kill. So that's the second support dead for EG. So the cores will need to back.
All
right.
Yes, BKB.
Okay. Well, he got his shit. You would assume he would make it pop it at least, but maybe not. Okay, I think we have time to look at this replay, maybe. If we have it, that is.
Radiant structures are fortified.
He might have been X'd and then he tried to toss him during the X.
Let's see. Oh, he did X.
He was X'd.
So
Or?
it was the Arcane Rune,
Okay.
right?
I mean,
That was after,
afterwards.
actually. Never mind.
So-
Yeah, I don't know what the hell we're watching. Nobody wants to see this, production. Get it off my screen.
Uh-oh.
Oh, this is live, though. Bryle pops the BKB, focusing on crit cells. That swarm applied. Oh, looks like Nightfall's going to get destroyed. Sonic Wave. Not actually hitting anybody, I don't believe.
Arteezy is sort of in an awkward position here.
Yep, on the run.
He will get out.
But they force out the defensive BKB. So TSM still, they've mounted this this lead, 5K, and still under 3 minutes to go on the Aegis. Okay, here we go. This is what we were talking about. Thank you.
He's
Oh,
X'd.
he does have it. Okay, so it is the Arcane Rune that allowed him to have that up again.
And they're trying to toss him out of the X, I guess, here, and then pop. Okay.
It's funny, you can just pop that in midair. Good stuff. Anything that like the Z axis and does is always hilarious.
Yeah. This is a big lead for TSM, by the way. It's not just that it's 5k, you have PA. This is one of the absolute monsters of late game in this patch. And the hero matchups, in my opinion, once again, I don't think Terribly is a counter. I just don't, like, it's a counter for a certain part of the game, but the way the game gets played now, most of the time, I see PAs do very well against Terrorblade later on. Again, the blur talent and everything just becomes a huge issue.
Yeah, and you can tell how big of an issue this is that Arteezy is queuing up the MKB already.
Yeah.
I was expecting this to come after one of his big stat items, but feeling that this game is getting out of hand in TSM's favor. There's the initiation, Burrow Strike with the Phantom Strike from Tomato. Even use Mortimer's Kisses to kill off Crit. Not the longest cooldown, but a little bit surprising considering they still have the Aegis for a minute, so they don't really need to expend that much.
Just get it done.
I'm gonna go for this tier 2. Sorry, what was that?
Just get it done.
Get it done?
Yeah, you just use your spell. Oh, okay.
All right, Burrow.
He has the blink.
He does. Trying to line up. Okay, he didn't actually try to blink here.
He's dead.
Yeah, Nightfall. Oh, the stun into the Sandy's Eclipse. Again, Aegis still online. Nightfall's dead. Tomato ticking away. Yeah, still 45 seconds. Probably doesn't want to risk this, although Abed showing himself mid. Would you risk it for the biscuits in their end?
Oh, that's a Zyori saying.
Is it?
He said that all the time. And he did risk it for the biscuit in the end.
I guess so. 7k lead for TSM. I absolutely love that we have several teams now in NA that are pretty freaking closely skilled.
Yeah.
Like, you can see the potential of Quincy Crew. Obviously, having 3 new members this season got off to a really good start. Kind of tapered off a bit towards the end, but still all very good players. And these two teams, extremely closely skilled. And TSM, obviously, right now the favorite in game number 3. Meander. Ooh, all right. Jerax put his hands up, but couldn't get it off.
All right, give me your best guess at win graph right now before we look.
6. Actually, it is. I'll say 70-30.
Okay, I'm gonna say 80-20. Let's see. 85-15 actually.
Yeah. Okay.
So look. 88-12.
88. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it is. You have to say Weaver PA is very strong.
I mean, Moon Meander did warn every team in the DPC, don't let me get Weaver, it's my best hero. And what do they do? Of course, there's only so many heroes you can ban.
Yeah. In the end, you switch something up. Probably won't be seeing it again after this game, whether EG win or lose it. The Weaver has been a huge issue. All game.
Feels like his swarms have hit multiple heroes every single time, seemingly. Now he's pushing the lanes here, Jerax. Not really accompanied by anybody, just trying to create some space. And no way to cancel that, so doesn't really accomplish much. Nightfall. Actually, Kunkka. Okay. So Bryle has the AC done. And we'll be going for the Halberd next.
This would be a big pick if they could somehow connect on Tomato. Oh, no, that is... That's a swing and a miss. Okay.
Oh, belching afar. Look at that. That's the 360 belch that I've been waiting all my life for. Love it.
Symphony of skills right there.
I could see that being made into like a fountain at like Bellagio Hotel or something in Vegas, right? Like the spinning 360 snapfire from the belching fire. I like that.
As a chocolate fountain.
It's delicious.
Well, what do you do if you're EG? I mean, they're not really finding much initiative on the map. Every time they're moving out and trying to do something, they get punished. They have decent vision around the mid area, but oh no, that's a BKB force.
Yeah.
He's gotta get out of here.
And TP's out. We'll be fine.
They're kind of just doing process of elimination here on TSM. Like, where's Arteezy? You know, like they have
Saberlight. Epicenter's popped. Ooh, Astral to try to save himself, but he was actually fine. And blinks out. Jax in the meantime.
Someone's gonna miss there.
Looks, I'm not sure Bryle can close. Okay, with that Fire Blast, that allows the X to be in range. A nice kill onto Jerax. And I mean, correct me if I'm wrong here. Maybe I believe EG are just really waiting for this MKB to come online for RTZ. They feel like they just can't fight without it, perhaps.
I guess so, but it feels like that's the problem, right? Then you get that, but it just feels like it's almost too late, right? Like you're gonna get this, I don't know, 12K behind at that point, maybe even more. Once it does come online, the enemy team has had so much control, and you know, the biggest difference between this and the previous EG games we've had today is Nightfall and Abed have been respectively really quiet, actually. They've been struggling to find moves, hasn't really worked out. And for the first time in this series, TSM won the lanes as well, right? They actually got out of a really good laning stage, and that has been what's propelled EG ahead in both Game 1 and 2. In Game 1, EG should have probably won a lot faster. They kind of dropped the ball, but still got across the finish line in the end.
Burrow onto Abed, but no way to lock him down.
No Yule.
All right, EG. I believe the MKB is on the way.
Oh, Tomato sees them.
Already smoked. Tomato, okay. Avalanche, aggressive toss again, but the BKB popped by Bryle. Gets off the boat, looking like they want to run away. The Cookie's going to help accomplish that. Arteezy's already popped the meta, so they can just wait this out and potentially reset.
Yep.
Lotus applied. Looks like they should get out. MKB, and this is being shown, so this will not be a surprise. But now with meta running out, I feel like TSM will likely just regroup and go for something.
Yep, they're smoked.
And there we go, Epicenter with the Burrow Strike. Nice Astral from Nightfall to save his comrade for now. BKB popped by Arteezy. He's trying to chase out Bryle to get their Sunder. Will he get the range? Bryle's just trying to run away. Finally gets it off. But now the right clicks have cometh, and that is way too much damage. Oh, the Astral is saving him. Sandy's Eclipse to follow. That's a dead PA. Can they actually kill Arteezy? He's living throughout all of this. Finally drops, but it requires several heroes from TSM to take their way to the grave as well. A 2 for 3. I believe we had a buyback.
2 for 4, actually. That was a buyback from Sand King. Awesome fight from Nightfall there.
That Sunder is just running hands off keyboard. Please give me the range.
I mean, he was bloodlusted, right? That was the difference maker. You wouldn't have reached it without, I think, if that was the case. And you know, it's the little things sometimes, but Nightfall really MVP for me that fight. 2 insanely good Astrals, very good timing, was ready on the money. Yeah, TSM did get the final reward that they were looking for, but it was expensive.
Saberlight.
He does not have buyback if he dies here.
They don't have vision though.
Okay, he's fine. He could stun.
Yeah.
With no snap ult.
Should have
Not
an idea
interesting,
that they
though.
want to go for Roche, but they're not going to risk it here.
Yeah. So you're going to see it here. So they
Oh,
prime up the
man.
Epicenter. Very quick blink banish. Gives Arteezy the time to enter the fight with BKB.
Yeah.
They still go for him. And he is bloodlusted. Look at that! He's even got spider legs. He's just running away. But still got to reach second banish
And
again.
yeah,
buying
Nightfall
all that
MVP of this
time.
fight for sure. I mean, Arteezy still dies, but so much space. That was, or so much time bought, I should say.
Yeah, very nice.
You can see he's so happy that he's actually in the frame of his camera for once. Good to see. Wonder what the purpose of that is. That would be, if they win this series, I want you guys, promise me you'll ask him, why is the camera like that?
Why are you like this?
Why are you like this? Burrow, boat's coming for Abed, but the BKB is there. And
Oh,
they
dear.
turn this around into Saberlight instead, so with that, TSM might have to retreat.
Yep, they were trying to do a nice spell combo, but the chain stunning was impossible, actually, to prevent the Queen of Pain BKB there, I think.
And he's dead for an eternity.
Yeah.
So this Roche might just be a freebie
No
for
meta
EG.
soon.
Oh, but the aggressive play from EG, they're going to get the Avalanche onto Bryle, toss back into Terrorblade. He's going to pop the Magic Immunity, but it's not going to matter. He's dead for 80. Looks like they're going to catch one more, and that is Moon Meander. So with this
Damn.
Roche, this is going to be an even game.
What is going on?
These teams, I mean, they've played against each other a lot, so they know each other really well.
EG have just fully recovered from a position that I thought was going to be almost impossible. I mean, the MKB definitely mattered, but they were 12k down. They find 2 monster fights in a row. This one, I would say, I would chalk up to a TSM mistake, though. I think that engage from Sand King and Kunkka on the Quap is just a little bit naive in that position. It's the enemy high ground. They have Blink Banish from OD. That could be a thing. They have BKB on Queen. You need perfect execution with the with the OD not in range, it didn't happen. And they turn it around in a big way. The entire lead is gone.
Yep.
Literally all of it in 5 minutes.
Aegis on Arteezy. Abed picked up the shard, so Blink will silence now and do some damage. Very good shard. I believe he took it, right? It wasn't purchased. I'm pretty sure. Let me double check. Yeah, nobody else has a shard on the team, so. What do you think of OD shard, by the way?
I think it's not that important in this game, but it's insane in some games.
Why not this game then?
I don't know if you're going to create enough distance with the little bit of movement that you can make. But in some games, it's incredible, right? For getting out of specific fields like Chrono or getting out of kinetic field, these kind of abilities that you want to escape.
Right.
But in this game, there's no like...
Yeah, a lot of AoE,
Constraining.
but it's not in like one particular area necessarily.
Mars Arena, it's very good against too. But there's none of these like isolation spells in the game. No fissures. So I don't think it's worth buying, to be honest, in this one.
Well, Nightfall.
Yeah, still buying it. I have to take that back.
Okay, well, definitely worth it
So
then.
let's see, 60% movement speed. How much is that? It's like 200 for most heroes after boots. It's okay. But yeah, it's
mean,
not,
the fact that
it's not an S tier game for it by any means. I don't think he's like,
gets-
holy shit, I need this item, but it's probably fine.
If you're
but not-
using it consistently to save,
yeah,
and you have Ags already, I mean, that adds value to it, right?
yeah, it's something. I was just holding it up against, he has Bloodlust, so he can actually become a killer if he buys other items. He already has the save. But maybe they're just like, this is my role in this game. I guess the extra mana capacity as well will help with a little bit more on the ult, right? So it's not strictly defensive if you use the offensive Astrals, but maybe I'm underestimating it. It's very possible.
Right, Arteezy, 2.5 minutes on the Aegis, working on a Scotty next. And he has the network lead by about 2,000 versus his Tomato counterpart. Sheepstick, wow. Okay, Brile picks up a sheep on top of the AC now.
Yeah.
Going for the utility build.
I think they're looking to get more solutions for OD. It's really proving to be an issue for them. So they want a reliable way of shutting down and killing off OD, and maybe Queen when she blinks in. Trying to... Yeah, that really is the big hero here, is the OD. It's what's enabling EG to take fights, that they have this banish as their backup. So if they find any way of solving that... It's gonna go Shadowblade next on Brile to get in as well.
Okay.
A little bit of a mid push being planned here by EG.
Can't say I'm surprised that they're going to have to try to itemize against Nightfall, as he has been, I think, easily the MVP of EG's run so far. Especially today. He has been an absolute beast with that massive 50 ping. Just overcoming all adversity. And
Yeah.
the meme lives on. But there is something to be said about the communication of, the fact or lack thereof, because you're not in the same location as everybody else. Obviously, TSM have similar issue with, sorry, that was Quincy Crew, right? Everybody's in the same location for TSM?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except Saberlight.
Oh yeah, Saberlight's the one, right?
Oh,
Avalanche.
Good
Oh,
force
the
left.
force into the toss. Brile gonna have to pop that BKB. He does so, but the Sonic Wave goes right through it. Cookie to try to create some space, attempting to TP out, and he's gone. He's good to go. Dubu will be fine as well. So nicely done from TSM. Did cost him a BKB charge.
That was a pretty big rotation from EG. They brought 4 heroes.
Moon has Ags, by the way, so
That's big.
this is one of those where it's either, I mean, in theory, it's amazing, but in the games that we've seen, it's either unbelievably god tier or completely useless.
It's a very polarizing axe for sure. You need to make sure you're in a great position, and you need to make sure... So in this game, the nice thing about it here is that you're not playing against, say, a hero on your own team like PA, where suddenly the burst just comes out of nowhere. There's the OD ult that could be an insane damage output out of, just a sudden one you don't expect, but aside from that, it's pretty predictable what's going to happen. You can account for a Sonic Wave, and you can account for Terrorblade's damage over time, so using the axe is not too difficult. And you're not too susceptible to getting countered either. There's not like Global Silence or some sort of like Orchid that's just going to jump you and take you out of the fight, Storm Spirit. So I think Axe this game is very, very nice on Weaver. Only need to watch out for the Quap Shard, I suppose. Could be tricky. But
Yeah, true. He doesn't have any way to dispel. He is going for Lotus next. We'll see if he has time. Again, very even game. Aegis is now gone. We'll see if EG are comfortable enough to continue high ground. There's the Burrow Strike. Torrent looks like it's going to connect. Arteezy. There's the save. Still no shard yet for Mr. Nightfall. Force Staff back out. Saberlight thinking about going in, but will decide against it.
we haven't talked about Ogre's Shard in this game, have we? It's very good against PA.
Yeah, true. The damage instance block.
Yeah, so Fire Shield, what's the percentage again?
85.
It's like super high, right?
85% for 3 hits.
Yeah, so PA blinks in and tries to crit someone. The damage is totally neglected in the first 3 hits.
How many hits is Phantom Strike? Like 4?
It's just,
Or is it time based? I can't remember anymore.
it's 2 seconds, so
Oh, yeah, okay.
it's like, I don't know. That's a bit hard to say, depends on your items, but it's just, you're at least taking away the initial surprise factor that PA a lot of the time will get her kills on. You get time to react, and that's worth a lot.
Oh,
Dude was in trouble.
yeah, that's the Astral. Moon Meander not going to be able to time-lapse himself. So that's going to be the 1 kill that EG will get. He does have buyback, though. But they will likely try to force it. Of course, no big items were, like BKBs were used. No big cooldowns either. And Arteezy onto the high ground. There's the Fire Shield that you talked about. Oh my, he has the Tidal Wave Shard. That's always fun. Satanic back up to full HP for Arteezy, and there's the meta. Fortifications pop for now, but you have to think this is likely to be tower, if not more. No Meander, sitting on that buyback still. How passive do they want to play this?
Just gonna get
Light's
the lane.
ready to go. Yeah,
gonna
looks
go.
like they are conceding this lane. I mean, Weaver's one of those heroes where, I mean, obviously depends on the situation, but buybacks can be extremely powerful because of the fact that you can just time lapse back into the battle if it, you know, works out in your favor. Or it could screw you over big time.
Yep. That was a funny clip recently. I don't know if you saw that one.
Yeah, where he died instantly. Yep. It happens to the best of us. I mean, 1 Rax at this stage of the game is not going to be the
Tomato's getting
backbreaker.
info here.
Yep, Avalanche. Oh, no, not even Avalanche needed. Toss back onto Bryle. Has to pop the BKB. Tidal Wave, Arteezy brought back in. He hasn't even popped anything yet. Epicenter Burrow Strike, though. Into the Mortimer's Kisses. Trying to avoid the Thunder. They're going to get him. 80 seconds of no
Where's OD?
Arteezy. BKB popped by Tomato. They're going to try to get some more. Jerax gets bashed and brought down. So that's 2 dead for EG.
Where was Nightfall? I thought Arteezy was going in there as a bait to set up the fight. He didn't get banished for the entire duration of that. That was like a 10-second kill.
Roche is going to
No
spawn
save.
in 25 seconds, so there is enough time for them to get it if they scout it out. But that's really the question. Is Avalanche toss with the silence to start out with Abed, Sonic Wave as well, but Saberlight able to get a little bit of space here, but he's completely blocked into the trees. And this is going to be a pretty value kill for
He's
EG.
super tanky with the heart.
He has a heart?
Yeah, it took them a
My
long time.
God. Gracious.
Yeah.
All right, so Roche is up, and if they scout it now, they could take it with still 30 seconds of no Arteezy. But
Tomato's going to check. I think they go for it.
yeah, I think so too.
Even with a dead Sand King, if this turns into a fight, he can buy back.
Yeah, this is a refresher shard, so no ags.
Oh my god, PS attack speed with the leveler.
Yeah.
It feels good. Also benefits from the 5 armor. It's nice. Now that Arteezy does have MKB, it does help quite a bit for his EHP to have the armor.
Alrighty.
Grabs everything. Refresher shard.
Cheese on Moon Meander.
Put shard on. Maybe Kunkka. You get 2 boats and 2 hexes, 2 BKBs.
Yep, sounds good.
Also good on Sand King though. Double Burrow Strike is very strong sometimes. He can also keep it on himself to have 2 BKBs and Abyssals when he respawns out of Aegis, but I don't know if that is the right way to go about it.
4-man smoke from EG. Knowing that Saberlight is dead for 30. Very important game number 3. I mean, I'm just going to make up this stat, but I know it's true. Game 3 is the most crucial if you're tied. I feel like it's probably like an 80% win rate in terms of the series if you get game number 3. I'm just going to throw that out there, Cinder, as a stat.
Yeah, I agree. Game 3 is very crucial when the score is 1-1.
Yep.
Yeah.
Game 1's pretty crucial too, though.
Yeah, when the score is 0-0, game 1 is a pretty crucial.
I'd argue Game 2 is pretty important as well, though.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
You know.
I think game 5 is pretty crucial when the score is 2-2.
Yeah, arguable.
But game 3 is
Easy,
still more
he spotted
important.
out. Burrow strike. All right, they're going to focus all their efforts on him. But in the meantime, Avalanche toss with the Sandy's Eclipse onto Bryle. He is brought down 100
No buyback.
seconds. No way to get back into the game. Meta popped by Arteezy. They want to keep fighting. And oh boy, their sights are set on Tomato. That's the Aegis. Mortimer's Kisses to try to buy some space, but not a whole lot of damage done here. And with that MKB, they should be able to bring him down. And they do. And he also does not have buyback.
And Moon was heading in to try to save him
Oh
with the
boy.
ult.
3 dead for TSM. EG can get a second lane of racks, if not more. If they knew this buyback was down, they might just go for Throne.
Yeah.
And it looks
I
like
feel
they
like
might
this
just do
series
that.
it's kind of wild how things just suddenly happen in the series. Like,
Yeah, it's crazy.
Brawl just gets caught out without buyback. They don't have Weaver in range to save him. Then they try to take the fight. Tomato dies twice without getting time
Yeah,
lapse.
there's the first buyback. That's from Moon Meander. There's Double get beautiful stun with that shard into the cookie. Burrow strike to follow, but where's the damage? Everybody's super healthy from EG. Buyback now into Moon Meander. Still has his ult to work with. He's going to get Astral Imprison into the Meteor Hammer. Saberlight, very tanky, but not tanky enough to extend this game any further, as it looks like EG are going to take game number 3 in sudden fashion. And still, they're not going to have PA for another 40 seconds, so GG is called, and just like that, it's a 2-1 lead for EG.
It almost feels like Aegis is a curse.
They get too confident.
Yeah, Brawl is out there without Weaver in range. EG pounce on it. They find a quick, really important kill. And that's one of those moments, you know, if you go back and watch that replay as Team Solo Man, you're probably just like, man, we should have just backed. You know, we could have lost Brawl, defended, and stayed in the game, but you're trying to take that fight without his buyback. You're still feeling strong. Like, you have PA with Refresher Shard and BKB and Aegis, and he just got isolated and killed twice, completely controlled, and Weaver never got in range to time-lapse, so... This is 2 games now, I feel like, for TSM that ended the same way. It was the same in game 1, in a great position, out of nowhere with Aegis, they just get jumped and lose without buybacks late game. So, you know, maybe you got to save for the buyback. I don't know what it is.
Either way,
wild.
we can min-max all we want. We can nitpick. This has been by far the most exciting series of this entire DPC. It has been a treat, and it's only a 2-1 lead for EG. There's still potentially 2 more games to go. Let's go to a quick break, and Synderen's face will pop up on your screen.
What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Am I wasting time? 'Cause I'm already gone. So long, can you stay the night? 'Cause you're the thing I want. I know you're feeling different when you're stressed out, but even with no makeup you still stand out. 'Cause no one makes me feel the way you do now, like you do now. The way that you move your body, you make it look like a hobby. Every time that you touch me, it's electricity. Things we discovered underneath last night's covers. Everything came so easy. It's electricity. Electricity. Whoa. It's electricity. Electricity. It's electricity. When it's late at night, I feel you on my skin. My skin. You're all that's on my mind. It's finally sinking in. You're it. different when you're stressed out. But even with no makeup, you still stand out. Cause no one makes me feel the way you do now. Like you do now. The way that you move your body, you make it look like a hobby. Every time that you touch me, it's electricity. Things we discovered underneath last night's covers. Everything came so easy, it's electricity. The way that you move your body, you make it look like a hobby. Every time that you touch me, it's electricity. Things we discovered underneath last night's covers. Everything came so easy. It's electricity. Electricity. It's electricity. You move your body.
What an absolute treat this series is proving to be. This whole day, honestly. EG versus Quincy was also a very, very fascinating series to watch, but this one, these min-maxed Sunders, Nightfall going out of control on this OD, and yet again, some patterns being repeated from TSM. Send, you mentioned it at the end of that cast. It did feel like almost, actually, after you said this, you were like, it sounds like, or it feels like these Aegises are almost a curse for TSM.
When they get this Aegis and it feels like they're in a good position, all of a sudden they get jumped on, they lose the fight, Bryle's led that buyback twice in a row now, and the game just ends. Everything happens so suddenly. I don't even know where to start, to be honest.
Yeah, we're starting at the end there, but let's rewind the clock a little bit.
At the end.
I mean, at the end of the day, it is an error that loses games. And if you are, it can be difficult in these late game scenarios to keep your head cool and always stay focused and stay around each other. But that's the difference maker in these games, is that it's EG that's playing tighter. They are ready, they're together, they save each other. Except that one time that Arteezy died without getting banished by OD, which also happened. So like both teams are guilty of it, but I feel like the punishment goes TSM's way a lot harder when it does happen. Bryle dies outside the fight. So when Arteezy died on Terrorblade, EG got the hell out of there as much as they could. And this time Bryle dies without buyback and they take the fight, and EG just wipe them basically, at least kill 3 cores or something and just go push high ground. So yeah, you just got to be tighter. You have the Weaver Axe. You have the tools it takes to save Bryle if everyone is playing tight and in formation. And they lost the formation for 5 seconds, and EG just, there you go, let's win the game.
But credit to TSM there, this was the least dominant laning / early game performance we've seen out of EG thus far, with the exception of day one. Of course, everything is with the exception of day one. Yeah, but they actually exploited the weaknesses in EG's lanes very, very well, and they were pushing them to the back foot, right? And kind of like last game, we saw EG come out of TSM's position where they were playing from behind and they found the good fights, and suddenly they were in a winning position. The same thing happened with EG, just far more suddenly this game. Honestly, it felt like if we looked away for 2 seconds in the green room tsunami, 10 things happened.
I know. We were trying to keep each other up with Sparkman, so you'd like take a sip and you're like, wait, what? How did they get Aegis? How'd they lose Aegis? What's going on here?
Like, I looked away for 2 seconds. Is he dead?
The margin is at least tightening, though, like you mentioned, in the laning phase. And so if that trend is to continue, then perhaps...
Oh, sorry. I wanted to attribute it maybe because by picking Tiny, you are conceding your lanes a little bit, because you are putting him in a more roaming position, and he doesn't really do much for an OD, right? But I don't think we'll see another Tiny next game, even though they did win with this one.
Yeah, how much of the influence of crit did you feel in this game? Because I mean, there was definitely a Tiny in the game.
Yeah.
We saw a lot of attempted avalanche tosses, which maybe just puts pressure on the enemy team. It kind of puts a hidden kind of pressure that you don't really know how the positioning is being affected. But I wasn't really convinced with the Tiny.
There were some good tossbacks, but it was like very sudden, right? It wasn't like, oh, we're gonna pick this hero and I'm gonna roam and dominate. That wasn't what they got, at least. They lost their lane with Tiny OD quite significantly, actually, without dying really, but they got out farmed. So yeah, I kind of agree. It was not Crit's strongest performance, but I also think that was a game that was hard to look good on Tiny in. So
Yeah.
he wasn't set up for success.
And I think in general, Tiny is not
It's
in
not
the best place right now, right? It's like you want to do what he does with Tuskar usually. With Tiny, the hero is just not good enough at the moment. He does have his games, don't get me wrong, but that just wasn't one of them.
The question that excites me the most whenever I see Evil Genius lineups is whenever we get to the point where I start asking, who do we ban for the offlaner? I've been asking that since the Universe days, and then Ice, and now I look at Nightfall and I start wondering, do we need to get rid of this OD? Did we have to get rid of his Mars early on? And that's a question we are going to answer after the break. We'll be right back with game number 4, EG versus TSM FTX.
Am I wasting time? 'Cause I'm already gone. So long. Can you stay the night? 'Cause you're the thing I want. I know you're feeling different when you're stressed out. But even with no makeup, you still stand out. 'Cause no one makes me feel the way you do now. Like you do now. The way that you move your body, you make it look like a hobby. Every time that you touch me, it's electricity. Things we discovered underneath last night's covers. Everything came so easy. It's electricity. Electricity. It's electricity. Electricity. It's electricity. When it's late at night, I feel you on my skin. My skin. You're all that's on my mind. It's finally sinking in. You're in. I know you're feeling different when you're stressed out. But even with no makeup, you still stand out. 'Cause no one makes me feel the way you do now. Like you do now. The way that you move your body, you make it look like a hobby. Every time that you touch me, it's electricity. Things we discovered underneath last night's covers. Everything came so easy. It's electricity. Electricity. It's electricity. Electricity. It's electricity. The way that you move your body, you make it look like a hobby. Every time that you touch me, it's electricity. Things we discovered underneath last night's covers. Everything came so easy. It's electricity. Electricity. It's electricity. You move your
I have posed the question. You guys had 3 minutes to brainstorm about it, which is what I'm sure you were dedicating that time to. It's TSM FTX versus Evil Geniuses, game number 4, which, by the way, Effie, as you pointed out, none of the regional finals have gone to 5 games. At most, it was 4. lots of 3-0s. This could potentially be the only region, but it's the best region.
It could, but at the same time, I'm a little bit worried for TSM based on the trajectory this series has taken. Like, I feel like this is the kind of game that you have to win. Like, they had...
Well...
I'm not gonna...
I mean, obvious.
No, the previous one.
Oh, okay.
Right, yeah, this one you have to win. But, like, it's not like you can just take the win probability in Dota and take it as, like, you know, that's like the truth and everything. But
Sure.
they were 90% favored in that game, and they had all the tools they needed to win it. EG find this one massive opportunity, TSM kind of crumble. Game number one, it was somewhat of a similar story in the late game. They have the advantage, they have the things they need, and they just lose focus or slip up. They need to be tighter. I'm worried after that last game that might start hitting them a little bit in the mental unless they're like really strong, because they know that this was their game, and that can be a tough one to recover from. So they need to have some really strong mental backbone to bounce back now.
Okay, so then before we take a look at the draft, Effie, if you just want to take an RNG guess, are they going to ban any offlaners against Nightfall, or are they going to continue doing like a half Abed, half top tier hero kind of ban?
Honestly, at this point, they could ban anything.
That's
I feel
true.
like the bans have shifted so much. It started off with the traditional bans, right? Target ban, IO, Weaver, whatever, and then suddenly you've got a Puck ban, Storm ban, Mars and Snap together. I really don't know. Every
It's
game
that
is
grand
like,
final meta,
yeah.
baby. Let's take a look at what we got. Game number 4, draft me up.
And it doesn't really feel like any of TSM's games were lost on draft, right? Like,
No.
I think no matter what option they went for and how they entered the game, they did well.
Yeah.
In all of the games, they were in a position where they definitely could win. Right, we're gonna see a bit of a change up here. IO Storm being the pickup here for EG, giving away Quap.
I get it, because Storm Spirit. You get it, you get it. I'm on the wavelength. It's 4:14 a.m. here in Stockholm.
Good one, Patrick.
One thing that I am curious, I know historically I have always noticed that Bulba likes to break heroes, and so he broke Weaver. He broke that serve of Moon Meander, so not a guaranteed win. They bans it out now. Now he's threatening to break the Queen of Pain because he's been banning that out every single time.
I think if you are TSM, though, you are very happy to get this Queen of Pain.
Okay.
Right? Because Ryle has been playing in a way where his rotations have been so clean in the early game that if you're going to give him probably the best mid hero in this patch, you're just going to further enable that gameplay. What this game is going to boil down to is, can they recover mentally from the last 2 losses? Because they were pretty painful. But if what Moon Meander has been telling us about how he's been trying to lead them and kind of calm them down and just make sure that their spirits are always up, hopefully they have been able to do some kind of mental reset.
Oh, they get Beastmaster now.
That's true. Was not first phase banned.
It should be noted that IO Storm is what Gaming Gladiators actually won their regional finals off of. They played it in their last game and the game before, but I wonder if this could be the magical duo that will skyrocket them to the victory. I do like Queen of Pain a lot with Beastmaster, though, I should say.
Yeah, this is some really strong TSM picks for them. Beastmaster in general, this patch is a very strong hero, and so is Quap. No questions asked there. And, you know, considering that these heroes have largely been banned by EG or picked, like we saw the Quap last game in the series, giving them both away now is a pretty bold move. But they shouldn't be surprised, right? Like,
No.
you kind of know that this is a very likely outcome when you do this trade, so you would imagine EG have something planned.
Although I do think that when it comes to like the grand finals point, then some teams are like, am I getting baited? They're giving us my favorite heroes. Maybe we should just save these for a second phase until we see what's going on. But TSM FTX have faith that they are willing to show their hand early on.
It feels like, though, in this series in particular, there are so many favorite heroes
Yeah.
that
You're gonna get one of them eventually.
obviously, and they have like some kind of strategy lined up for each pick that they get. But just to touch up on Queen of Pain and Beastmaster a little, Queen of Pain just excels so much if she has the vision scouting out the heroes that could potentially threaten her or the high priority targets like the IO. So it's going to be really, really helpful moving forward. I think that IO is in a really good place right now, though, where he feels like as long as you make sure to pair him with a laner who will take advantage of overcharge, he should have a good enough start to build the kind of net worth to survive the initial burst of Queen of Pain, right?
Yes. At the same time, it really depends what, you know, you team up with as Quap. I think it doesn't take much to push you over the edge. I would definitely say it's one of the better mids at killing IO, but it's not exactly like Storm Spirit tier, which I would consider an absolute best pick against Wisp from the mid lane, more or less. So yeah, it's true. And EG generally, when they do play this IO, I think, is it exclusively crit they put it on?
Yeah, so I was looking into that. They only got their hands on it or only chose to pick it once during the entire DPC season. It was on crit, and they paired it with a Arteezy Luna.
Right. I think the fact that they're placing it on position 4 is going to mean that there's probably going to be a relatively good timing on Holy Locket compared to playing it at 5. And then, depending on the game, you'll get Mech or you'll get Glimmer or whatever is the better choice for the individual situation. But with that extra farm, that can definitely offset the burst of Queen. If it's a 5 IO with more limited farm, it can be tricky to get to that point. And it is a huge difference maker for IO to get that 1 or 2 items. So I think putting it on crit might end up being a wise choice. But at the same time, EG's, a lot of their success has been off crit, you know, taking initiative on his role. Whether it was the Tiny last game or the Tusks, they've looked really good with that. So it is quite a big change of dynamics, but they are going to do it here. This is definitely JRX Ogre. Tons of attack speed in this lineup.
Oh, yeah.
Overcharged Bloodlust. Whatever Arteezy's playing is going to hit fast.
And it's looking good for Luna so far. So the thing about Ogre is he kind of can be a substitute position 4 in this kind of situation if you do want to sit the Wisp on the lane with whatever his partner is. Ogre can also rotate and secure runes for
You
the
really just want to see JRX IO, I think. You want to see him relocate to base for memes. Bring back those true side days.
We're
Whoa,
gonna
what
see
is this?
JRX roaming Ogre.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to
Oh, okay,
to.
so you weren't saying a hero swap. Well,
No.
okay.
I'm saying that Ogre can do these things.
I see.
Yeah, Ogre can do these things from the position 5 role. We've actually seen Ponla do a lot of these shenanigans recently, so it's not too off the table, right? A lot of EG's success in this early game has been entirely dependent on these mid rotations, so you do need to make sure they're still happening. Of course, IO still can rotate mid, right? But hey, so can Ogre.
Can you do these rotations when you gotta worry about living armor potentially now? Wow, things are dramatically changing here.
There's a lot of things going on here. I actually really like this adaptation from TSM to the situation that they're in with the lineup they're facing. If you're playing against IO Storm Ogre, this is a trio that isn't particularly good at team fighting, right? So they're trying to take their lineup in a direction where they can 5-man and just force down towers and Roche and make you play on their terms so Storm doesn't get to skirmish. So they grab Shaman and Treant so they can defend their own towers and take the enemies and group up and team fight with Overgrowth. And now EG's response is, hey, wait a minute. You guys have almost nothing that counters Timber, and he is the perfect way for us to defend our towers and enable us to split push you, force you to move, and then we can skirmish with Storm. So actually, I really like this dynamic in the second phase from both teams, and I think Timber solves the perfect solution, so really nice pick.
That's really well stated, but a couple of just little things to point out are Shaman is usually picked up versus Storm Spirit just for the Hex, right? Because Primal Roar is not reliable enough to catch off the Storm. If Storm sees the animation, he's just gonna zip. He's not gonna go unless Beastmaster's in vision. So now you've got this instant disable in Shaman, kind of like a substitute Lion, right? But also the Timbersaw playing against Beastmaster and Treant Protector.
It's godly.
These two heroes can't do anything to Timber.
I will drop this out there. Nightfall has not played any Timbersaw in ticketed games.
Oh.
Yeah, so may have to see how he fares on that, although he has done nothing but impress as of the past 2 days.
Arteezy was good on Timbersaw back in the day. Put it on him. Nightfall can play carry. Yo, just do it. You
Oh
know?
my
It's
God.
like
Change the meta.
Perfect Timbersaw. If you ask Nightfall, hey, dude, do you want to play carry this game? And Arteezy, do you want to play Timber? They'd
Wait,
probably
you
say
were
yes.
not being sarcastic?
No, I mean, I don't think they're going to do it, but it's actually a legit possibility. Let's
Fair.
say Nightfall couldn't play Timber.
Fair.
Like, entertain the idea he doesn't know how to play Timber. That swap is not out of the question.
Dude, that would be so hype.
That would be very befitting of the grand finals.
It would be.
It's one of
However-
the heroes that got Arteezy famous, actually. I don't know if you guys remember, but it was...
How did I miss this?
It was speed gaming against... Was it Team DK at MLG Columbus?
Oh, it was
When
the MLG Columbus run?
Arteezy played offlane Timber, and he owned, I think. Or was it mid Timber? He definitely had a game on Timber where he was outstanding.
I'm gonna have to watch that hour-long YouTube video again.
The heroes that I remember Arteezy from when he made his breakthrough into the scene were Timber and OD.
And
actually.
ET, actually. Played a lot of Elder Titan.
That doesn't come to mind. The other... I do.
He
maybe
had that
was
one
different.
very stompy game with Elder Titan.
I get it.
I get
We're
it.
still on fire, 4:22 a.m.
Patrick, play the song.
Electricity. Last pick for TSM FTX. They are looking for a carry. Everyone's looking for a carry. Terrorblade banned out. Troll Warlord banned out. Luna banned out. Medusa banned out. Tomato has probably he needs to do magic damage against Timbersaw, I would imagine, and hopefully not be a strength hero. Oh, also theoretically they could put Queen of Pain, but I think it's going to be Bryle on Queen of Pain.
Yeah, so with this Luna ban, that would have been one of the obvious choices of a carry that has hybrid damage type.
Morphling.
Morph is an option.
Medusa as well.
He's banned as well.
Oh, I
That was there.
saw.
2 bans for Luna.
Safe lane SF.
Sorry, I'm blind. It's very late.
SF is kind of cute here, actually. He fits the 5-man ideology. He has setups with the stuns. He has setup with Root from Treant. I mean, if this was Game and Gladiators, they might go for it, no joke. But I don't know if that's something you want to put Tomato on here. Well, you're out of time, so time to go for it.
Yeah.
It's the Morph.
The issue with SF is if he doesn't have that good start and he's playing against Io Storm, he's just gonna die over and over and over
Yeah.
again, right? So
All right.
unless you're super used to playing that safe lane SF strategy, it's not very recommended.
So we've confirmed Arteezy Timbersaw, of course. So now we're looking for an offlane hero.
No, Arteezy would be playing it offlane.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, now we're looking for a carry for Nightfall.
Yeah. What's a good carry in this game?
Oh.
So,
Wait, you were talking about hybrid damage, and Morphling is actually quite good at outputting
Yeah.
Yes.
hybrid damage as well.
That's
Also, Timbersaw is a great replicate target for Morphling.
yeah.
You can kill the Timbersaw with his own whirling death, right? It actually does quite a bit of damage, and you can just finish him off with whatever nukes you have and a couple of autos.
I keep putting it out there. No one keeps picking it. Doom. I mean, nah. Aw,
Now select
what a shame. Arteezy Wraith King. Heartbreaker.
It's pretty good here, I think. Again, you need to look at it from the perspective of TSM are going to try to group up and take towers as much as they can. Now you have both Wraith King and Timbersaw that they need to get through, like the front line with an Ogre. And any sort of chaos in the fight just opens up for Io and Storm to start wreaking havoc here. I like what EG's got. I also really like what TSM's got, though. I like the way they solved this in the second phase, and I like the Morph last pick to try to address the Timber. So this is good quality drafting, but I think EG's got this if you put me on the spot.
I'm putting you on the spot, and now I'm getting you out of the spot.
I'm out.
Time to leave.
Again.
It's your turn on the spot. Which
I'm
team
on
do
the
you
spot.
like?
Don't even ask me.
Okay.
Because every single game has flip-flopped so much.
I can invert you.
No answer. No, both of their drafts look really solid. I think if I was gonna say Quincy Crew, what's wrong?
That's what happened to me also. I emphatically said Quincy Crew in the grand finals.
I think if TSM start to get the ball rolling and do get some of their pushes successful, play for the objectives, and they have a really good shot at ending the game the way they want to. But I think their lineup is actually harder to execute than EG's here.
All right, well, let's send it over to our casters for game number 4, Evil Geniuses versus TSM FTX.
Yo, it's me. Requesting backup? You guys are very slow. Yep, that's right. It's a little bit of a switcheroo here. We got a guy in the front, got a girl in the back, and is your mic on, Tsunami?
I don't know. Is
That's
it?
very good.
It is. I've got troubling news. Suns fan suffering from implosive diarrhea. You've heard of explosive. This is the next level. No, what actually is happening is if you can see around there in the bottom left, bottom right of the screen, it's pretty late here in Stockholm, and Suns fan and I are Americans. We've got planes to catch. He had a plane to catch, and by golly, if this game goes to Game 5, I'm gonna have a plane to catch. In the meanwhile, we will try-cast this. My sincere apologies. Please endure technical difficulties. Let's get into it.
I have a plane to cast at around 12, so I hope this doesn't go to game 9. But
Is your
hopefully,
plane at 12?
yeah, something like that.
Mine's at 10.
Oh, okay. Well, then let's hope for you it doesn't go to game 7.
I would need one of you to hit this button and hold
Oh,
it down.
I will mute Tsunami forever
What
as
is-
he moves around. Yep, so this will be a little bit of a switcheroo. It's been a long time since... Have you either of you ever done a TriCast, actually?
I have not play-by-play casted in 2.5 years, so forget the TriCast aspect. Oh my god, why are they fighting already? Wraithfire Blast onto Saberlight. And yeah, did we talk about, so Jerax, nothing surprising with who's playing what?
No, it's pretty straightforward. It was Nightfall ending up on the Timbersaw, of course, so I mean, it was to be expected, but it would have been really funny if they did the other thing. It's a little bit of a throwback, but They're going to stick to their roles and to their guns. And yeah, curious to see how this one is going to play out with the lanes. I do like overall what EG are bringing to the table with the Timbersaw pick. And I'm curious, so something TSM have done a good job at in this tournament is adjusting lanes. Wonder what they're going to choose to lane against him. You definitely don't want Beastmaster to play that lane if possible. Maybe it's just going to be standard Morph Treant or Morph Shaman. Maybe tri-lane? Can you tri-lane the Timber in the beginning and shut down, perhaps?
That's what I'm... Because last time we saw Shaman, I think it was put into a tri-lane. Granted, the reason we're seeing it here is because, as Effie mentioned, Hex against Storm Spirit, primary reason.
3 runs for EG here. I think that's the first game of the finals that one team gets 3 runs. Every other game, I think, has been an even split. So a slight advantage EG to begin with.
Effie, you're not getting into the spirit of the TriCast. Please TriCast with us.
I'm tri-casting with you. How
Perfect.
are you guys doing? How is everybody?
Lovely. Thanks for asking.
Sorry, I did the thing where I zoned out completely and I forgot where I was for like a good 2 minutes.
I wish Sunsfan would do that more often.
Doesn't he though?
Mid lane, it's going to be Bryle versus Abed, Queen of Pain versus Storm Spirit. And again, I have typically given Abed the advantage. Bryle, I think, as of this series, probably the superior mid laner, if that's a hot take.
Yeah, overall, I would say he's slightly outplayed Abed across the games, but it hasn't been like very one-sided by any means.
But as far as hero matchups go, I mean, this is definitely Queen of Pain favored, right? So we can't even say complete outplay here.
And
But-
side lane, no commitments to any tri lanes. It's going to be Wraith King and Jerax on the Ogre versus Moon Meander, Shadow Shaman, and Saberlight on the Beastmaster.
Shaman, one of the better supports at fighting Ogre head-on, actually. You have a very high damage single target nuke that ignores the armor, and then you have some of the best right-click damage in the game. So actually, one of the only heroes that Ogre can... like, if you put the 2 heroes next to each other and they just hit each other and cast their spells, Ogre might win, but it's by very little. So definitely see Moon Meander take full advantage of the power he has in the beginning.
It's that and the Weaver. You guys always talk about how... Oh, actually, no, it was the other way around. Ogre can stand up.
Ogre can stand up to
So
it,
the rock, paper, scissors continues to evolve.
Yeah, and we're talking about 76 base damage at level 1. With
Ranged Treant Protector.
2 Iron Branches.
Shaman has
so
the highest base damage in the game, apart from Treant, I
78
think,
base
actually.
damage. Pretty ridiculous. And even a hero like Ogre with 7 armor really feels the pain.
What was, we didn't get too much of a chance to discuss the merits of Treant Protector in this draft. If you guys could illuminate, perhaps.
So remember at the time that it was picked before Timber, what I think TSM were going for was they want to be able to defend their own towers and group up so that they can mitigate split push while enforcing 5-man, because against IO Storm Ogre, that play style I think is very powerful to be able to just team fight. So that was the primary thing about it, honestly, is living armor, which is, you know, for the most part, it is the primary reason you picked Treant to begin with.
That's what I thought, but I've been seeing a lot of popularization of Max Leech Seed, but I guess that's dependent on like your lane partner.
That
Yeah.
actually happened so often during Division 1 Europe.
Right.
They were just going for this Leech Seed brawling build, and I do think it works out sometimes if you're looking to get the kills on the lane, right? But I think the living armor build is overall safer, because if you do lose that lane, you're kind of stuck with useless abilities as a Treant Protector.
Yeah, and if the primary goal is to keep your objectives alive, then living armor is going to be ideal. And maybe enabling Bryle aggression in the mid lane, where Abed's ticking to this Shadow Strike, but he bottles up in between and he's got a Fairy Fire as well. But still,
pretty close.
neck and neck CS.
He's going to grab the 3-minute bounty as well, so he will refill a decent amount, and then he's going to go back to lane for 1 wave and then get a 4-minute water rune. Isn't it just wonderful how many runes you can get in mid nowadays? What an absolute treat.
Definitely not dripping with sarcasm there. I can't believe I'm watching an Ogre be afraid of right clicks.
Yeah, it's quite something. And it's not Jerax misplaying. This matchup is just hard, actually.
Dude, he's getting bullied.
Yep.
Ogres don't get bullied.
Speaking of bullied,
Speaking of bullied, Timber saw a hard counter pick to Dubu Treant Protector.
Yeah, I wonder if Crit at some point is going to go for a rotation here, because at level 3, Timber can solo this lane no problem. I guess by staying here on IO, they put a lot more pressure on the Morph, though, rather than just ensuring Nightfall. But I could see a world where TPing top to help Ogre and Wraith King win that lane could be pretty impactful.
when we're looking at this overall game plan for the Treant Protector, I actually wonder what kind of itemization Dube is going to go for. If he's going to go for some kind of Holy Locket or even a way to aggressively position himself
Maybe
so that
Yule?
he can get the root off on on Storm and Iron.
Yeah. Oh, this is some really good pressure. Arteezy!
Wow. I can't believe it. They get the kill. 2 boars and a little bit of ether shocking. The man is shocked, as you saw. First blood.
Just as shocked as we are.
Yo. Now you're getting in the spirit of the TriCast.
Here,
Oh, I
here,
thought-
here.
Sin, could I get a charity giggle, please?
No, I thought you were going to sing the song again because she's shocked and it's electricity. There you go. Thank you very much.
Bad Patrick is smiling.
I've been waiting all night for you to sing that song, Tsunami. Thank you so much.
Oh yeah, I'll treat you to more concerts later on. Nightfall has been left alone as the 2 teams rotate as nighttime hits.
Wait, can you actually sing that song again? I feel like it's been so long since I last heard it.
You know, anytime I prompt you to say something, you emphatically say no, and so I'm not gonna be your dancing monkey for this.
Because I'm not as performative.
Electricity. Yeah, exactly.
Very good.
Thank you very much.
Beastmaster is crushing this lane, by the way. 33 and 9, and plus that first blood as well. Electricity. Oh, those are the correct syllables.
Yep. Spelled it correctly as well.
Yeah, both the supports just pieced out. Everyone went mid. Chris hanging out, and
Ryle level
Dubu.
6 is going to get help from Dubu here. They really want to kill Abed before 6 if possible. Crit is lingering.
Abed's still half a level away, also.
Crit sitting on how many stick charges? 0. So only has the Fairy Fire for a burst heal if they do decide to attempt Abed here. Ogre also making his way over for double coverage, and they're just going to do this. But
They glyph the wave. They really don't want to let him get this
it's a
experience.
regen for Bryle, though. He's going to
Yeah.
be very happy with that. And Moon Meander now also making his way over.
Is he happy with the region, or would he have preferred like a DD so he can actually kill this guy? He's sticking around, and off this range creep, no, still no level 6.
You can be happy with something without it being the absolute best.
But
It's like saying, would you be happy to get a chocolate bar? No, because I could have had a gold bar. It's like, yeah, but I'm happy with a chocolate bar.
there's this great Calvin and Hobbes comic as we see Abed potentially get the kill.
I
on
know which one
Dubu.
you're going to reference.
Yeah,
I
know.
love that comic so much.
There's Calvin's mom is like, Calvin, life could be a lot worse, you know, and Calvin's like, yeah, but it could also be a lot better too. That's how I feel about region.
That wasn't the one I thought you were
Oh.
going to go for. There's one with where Calvin and Hobbes are discussing if you could wish for anything, what would you wish for?
Okay.
And Calvin's like, that's a stupid question. I would wish for $1 billion. And then Hobbes is like, I would wish for a tuna sandwich.
Oh, yeah,
He's
yeah.
like, that's so stupid. A tuna sandwich that's worth nothing. And then later in the kitchen, he's like, yay, my wish came true.
That's actually a really nice message.
God, I love that comic so much. I grew up with that. It's my favorite.
Shout outs to Bill
Super
Watterson.
good.
What do you guys wish for in this Dota game?
A patch.
In this,
This
Dota,
Dota
game.
game.
A time machine.
Completely unbiased. I need to get on my
Realistically.
plane, and so I kind of need EG to win this game. But, you know, I love Dota. I love 5-game series. Nightfall shows up top. And
Uh-oh.
another attempt, but Bridal
fine.
breaks out.
Cool.
What would you wish for, Effie?
In this Dota game.
Yeah. Oh, you posed the question
You
as
asked
if
the
you had
question,
your
I'm
own
assuming.
Yes,
answer.
because
Yeah.
I was curious if you had your own answers. 'Cause
I came up with
the
them.
only wish that I have is top quality Dota.
Wow.
Oh.
Hey, we've been getting that all day.
Yeah.
so-
Yeah, maybe like Calvin and Hobbes, your wish will come true and Tsunami will not get his flight. So
It can be a high quality win for me. You never know.
Oh man, imagine if we're just here forever.
Please don't put that out in the
now
universe.
again, there could be worse or better. So, you know.
Wow, I'm learning life philosophies here, but I swear to God, I really need to go home. Abed shows up down bot, and the smoke attempt does not net them any kills, nor does it net a tower. So TSM FTX kind of running around aimlessly, but at least Tomato's getting space. Hex and the waveform, but not in range, or perhaps does
shackle.
not have shackles. Yeah.
I just want to throw it out that I really like the temporary swap that Saberlight and Dubu did just now. Saberlight gave up his lane even though he had his helm creep and the lane was empty to Dubu to finally get some much needed golden levels up. Because he was struggling a lot versus that Timbersaw, but finally he got level 5 up here, 20 gold away from his boots.
And he is indeed maxing out that living armor.
Support lives matter.
Though, I mean, for all this living armor talk, there has been minimal pressure by EG, which, given their lineup, isn't too surprising, but I imagine that Abed on this storm is starting to get itchy and wants to do something, because Tomato has successfully pushed down the bot tier 1 tower, and he's so far up.
And he got it minute 9.
Yeah.
It's kind of
What is this man doing here?
It's kind of surprising that EG didn't mount more of a defense there, seeing they have Timber, but yeah, they let him have it. Shadow Shaman will get level 6 in a minute as well, assuming that he gets the tome to fly out to him and lets Dubu find 6 in mid. Bit of pressure here with Io Storm, but not too much.
I think for now they're just content to maximize the farm they're getting out of their Storm Spirit because Ovid has another Orchid queued up. So it looks like that's just the one big item that they're going to play for, right? The difference between this game and the last game is we do have crit on Io instead of something like a Tuskar or a Tiny or a Snapfire. So there isn't that hero on their team that can make the moves with the Storm right now. So you just farm up as much as you can. Crit's been stacking the small camp, some of the triangle. Hopefully with that Orchid you can start looking towards more aggressive map movements. But for now it's just farm fest for both teams.
As Timber saw as your offlaner, you really don't have too much independent playmaking potential against heroes like Morphling, who can waveform, and Quap, who can blink. Really, it's just the Beastmaster that you could bully, and Saberlight's doing a good job at hanging out in his triangle.
I think a lot of people have been hanging out in the triangle.
That's another thing that might change in the patch. Yo, let me get a quick question. Okay, Sin, is Roche Pit gonna move?
Not in this game.
Good answer, Synderen.
I thought we were still talking about that. Sorry, I zoned out for 4 minutes like Effie did.
Well, that's twice the time that Effie did.
So
I feel
is Roche Pit gonna move? I'm not sure if it's necessary.
It's looking pretty still right now.
I think it depends. So if you are going to make terrain changes in Dota, you don't necessarily need to move the pit. Like, I think we would agree that it's slightly Radiant favored right now, probably,
Correct,
right?
yeah.
The placement. But if you change the terrain around it so that the terrain inherently favored Dire a bit more, then that might be a way of keeping it in the place that it is.
So same location, but different walls or trees.
Yeah, different pathways is another way of going about it.
Dude, what if 2 entrances to the Roche Pit? One on the Radiant side, one on the Dire side. And not in the front. Oh, Abed connecting on Dubu, and a lot of damage coming out of that Timber Saw.
Nice and easy kill. Pretty inconsequential though. There was no real pressure being put there, and on the flip side, however, TSM and mid are very busy.
Yep, Serpent Ward's placed and a Sonic Wave just for poor old Ogre, but at least the Serpent Wards are getting some damage. That's such satisfaction as a Shaman player. You get the kill and free tower damage.
Yep, and the tower itself.
Feels good.
A lot of gold for Moon here.
So, Arteezy actually just bought Phase Boots on Wraith King, which isn't something that we see very often. But if you're thinking about Bloodlust and Overcharge, you can get that extra bit of armor and damage pretty much scot-free. So it is nice to see the IO being taken advantage of here by his team.
Yeah, that's a good recalibration. And are we anticipating that this is going to be the usual active Desolator Wraith King that we've been seeing previously, or?
Yeah, probably. I don't think there's a much better build here. You want to have that hard-hitting hero to follow up on Storm, or set up Storm, whether you go, whoever goes first if you have the dagger. I think just sticking to your guns with the build you've run so far is just the way to go.
The one reason that I've always been skeptical of it, which is again present in this game, is that no one else is really dealing physical damage. It's just him. So is the corruption on Deso value just for that one massive crit at the beginning?
It's really good for himself, right?
Yeah.
It's not just for the one crit, it's every consecutive hit.
Right.
And if you're fortunate enough to find, like, say, a Brigand's Blade, then that's also going to help ramp up your damage quite significantly. So, like, you could look at Deso from the perspective of, yeah, you're the only one who benefits, but the other thing is, okay, if I'm our only physical damage and I need to take that roll, what's the most bang for my buck, right? And that's still going to be Deso just for yourself. On a hero that has a built-in crit, just flat damage and minus armor will always trump anything else he can buy. There's no better... I think it might be the single most cost-efficient item for Wraith King aside from Rapier in terms of damage per gold. So,
Makes sense. Nope. Hawk spots out crit.
he's toast.
They don't need to use anything. Nothing to tether to. Crit's left all alone. Meanwhile, there was a little bit of damage issued onto the mid-tier 1, but, you know, Trio Protector, he's been itching for that. He's like, dude, finally I get the living armor, a tower. Effie,
What's up?
please participate in the conversation.
Sorry, I'm really
Sorry, I zoned out.
I didn't zone out. Maybe I'm listening to your very engaging conversation.
Oh yeah, what did I just
This
say?
is a very special
Oh, yeah,
moment
again.
for me.
What did I talk about?
You talked about
Yeah, that's what I
Desolator.
thought, yeah.
You talked about Desolator.
That was a whole conversation ago. That's what Sind was talking
You were
about.
just talking about the cost efficiency of Desolator on Wraith King. And Synderen had an amazing line. Aside from Rapier, Desolator is the single most
Yeah, that was my takeaway too.
efficient
I was like, if I'm in a game, my quick buy is either gonna be Rapier or Desolator in this situation.
But yeah, I mean, so far everyone's just farming really. Tomato's actually building his Manta style is pretty close. He's probably only one component off. He's got his ultimate orb done and he's got his Manta recipe. So the threat of this Orchid coming up from the Storm is going to be a lot less spooky.
I guess he will be able to bully the supports, but even the supports are doing a good job at just keeping busy in the jungle. So, boy, is this what play-by-play casting's always like, Sind? Because, like, kind of a...
Do it all the time.
And why do you think him and Sunshine are always flaming each other?
Because he's a robot.
Keeps things fun.
There's-
5 kills, minute 15. Though, can we just quickly talk about just how few kills this has been for the day, right? Like sometimes you have in different regions, you have like slower games or slower starts or whatever. Every game today has kind of followed the same pattern with a lot of fighting across the map, rotations from the mid laners, high activity plays.
Ideally
This is
defending towers, and now EG's letting a
exceptionally
third tier
calm.
1 go away.
Yeah.
They get an overgrowth and the Orchid reveal onto the Timbersaw, but he is very tanky with this hood. Gets roared up and the Sonic
okay.
Wave. The whole kitchen sink tossed in.
Well, that'll do it. If you use literally 3 ults, Timbersaw is a killable hero. And I actually went for the relocate, so they did need that Sonic Wave burst to prevent Crit from saving him.
That's true.
Crit's gonna arrive immediately into Hex and just get blown up. So, nice double kill for Bryle. Level 12.
Through Roshan they go.
Ooh, they don't have the Serpent Wards, though, because they use that up top, but I guess...
Morph Beast is very good at killing Roche. You give Morph attack speed.
Yeah.
He has insane benefits from this attack speed with the high damage he gets from morphing into agility, and Beastmaster naturally can tank this with his dominated creep. So this pairing of heroes very, very good at killing Roche. Is there a medallion in play here even? I don't think there is. It's just the Vlads. And no problem. This will go the way of Tomato.
Effie, you keep talking about this Storm Orchid timing, but I'm looking at this. Morphling has Manta completed and an Aegis. Queen of Pain already completed her Orchid. What the hell is the Storm Orchid gonna do?
Yeah, it's pretty scary. Now, obviously, you can still look for plays on the side lane, right? You can try to split them up. Don't play into their 5-man as Storm Spirit. That's something you never want to do. But this item has definitely been reduced to a much less valuable item. So by nature of how slow the game went, I think TSM were very efficient in how they distributed their heroes across the map, right? You didn't even have Beastmaster forcing down these towers unnecessarily. He was content to just retreat to the triangle or the jungle, slowly wait for his opportunities, give as much of the map as he can to his supports even.
Yeah, everyone took their own tower. Shaman took the top tower, Morphling took the bot tower, and the Queen of Pain took the mid tower.
Now EG's going to take mid tower with no defense from TSM. Nobody wants to fight, apparently. So,
Yeah, with their Aegis.
yeah, they're still just letting it go. I feel like this is too unfavorable of a position with EG smoking and then placing vision.
This has to be a testament, right, to how badly both of these teams want to win. They're not willing
Yeah.
to take any unnecessary risks, and the game has slowed down in a way that has been unprecedented this entire tournament.
I imagine that part of the reason that they didn't defend that tier 1 was because of the smoke that we saw Abed off the map, and they don't really want to get picked off from some random angle, so figured we don't really need the mid tier 1. We already took theirs. Although Dubu's crying about it. Anytime I'm a Treant Protector, my team's like, we don't need to defend this tower. I'm like, what are you talking about? What did I max this spell for?
Why am I in the game?
What am I doing here?
Tomato's going to find Jarex here, perhaps. Yep. Orchid. He's toast.
Clean kill.
Oh, I'm sorry, were you two the play-by-play casters?
Yep.
Another... Bro, is anyone going to defend any towers in this game?
Well, Jarex wanted to and he regretted it, so I guess we're just not.
That's very true. He also just showed his team what happens if you defend towers and your team is not ready, right? And that is probably why they didn't go for that mid tower. But this is really good for TSM. They can take the outpost now. They still have their Aegis. They can just park themselves in this part of the map if they want to. They don't give Storm any kind of leeway to take any kills unnecessarily.
Triple TP.
Power
Finger.
Rangers coming down here. Arteezy gets hexed up immediately. Turned on his armlet though, so he's a little bit tankier, but it's not going to be enough. His courier dies, and
Relocate though?
yeah, they go in. They bring in the Storm Spirit, but the Roar response crit is going to go down. They leave Arteezy to his own devices, and Abed, meanwhile, takes down the Shaman, making more moves onto Nightfall. He goes in, cuts through. Saberlight goes down. Sonic Wave clips Abed, and now Nightfall, last man standing on the run, ticks down to the Shadow Strike. And 3 go down for EG, and only an offlaner and support die for TSM.
That was such a clutch overgrowth by Dubu. He was just sitting uphill waiting for Storm to just present himself and then cast that spell. He didn't put himself in harm's way anytime before. Really well played by him.
Yeah, and yet again, like, anytime EG gets into combat, it doesn't seem like their advantages are providing too much. Although they did save Arteezy, so benefit of that fight.
And that's worth keeping in mind about this fight, right? It's effectively a 3-on-5 almost.
Yeah.
Because Arteezy gets bullied out in the start. He does tank some spells, so it's not completely fair to call it 3v5, but now Arteezy's going to disengage and never come back into the fight after this moon kill. You're bringing in Timbersaw after Io is dead and Ogre is in his base. So this is effectively Timber and Storm against 4 right now with Shaman dead, and with that overgrowth, that only ends like this. So nice punish there from TSM to, maybe get more than they could have expected. All right, see you later.
Zoop.
Timato's getting so close to Scotty too. Once they hit
Whoa,
Scotty,
big leap. Orchid onto the Queen of Pain, but instant Hex back. Serpent Wards go down. Queen of Pain still silenced, but oh, she dies. 6x streak. Goes to the Timbersaw, and now Arteezy happy to crit down. Still has reincarnation, but the rest of his team is dead. Abed's dead.
How did Storm die?
Yeah, that's
Was that just a burst from Morph out of nowhere? They didn't roar, they didn't overgrowth, I think.
he got insta-hexed by a shaman, and he got trapped in
The Serpent Wards?
and then he just got
Was he out of mana? Because I
got
don't.
braced on by Timber.
Was there?
That's,
Morph turn
that's his
didn't.
Timber. I'm so tired.
Oh, did he? I'm trying to remember because was Moon shackling there? Okay, we're gonna get a replay. Perfect.
okay. So in comes Storm.
So really quick hex here from Moon, very nicely done, and then
Serpent
drops the
Ward.
Serpent Wards.
Into shock.
What
where does
happens
the damage
now?
come from? Does he get a roared?
He's silenced.
Wait for it. Oh,
There's the burst. He got stunned by.
Well, I mean, Tomato just went to town, and I don't think Storm was expecting it.
There was also the burn damage from Bryle's Orchid.
Yeah. Okay.
That was actually a pretty good chunk of damage coming out, because I think he got silenced at the very beginning too.
It all makes sense.
It all makes sense now. And yeah, Scotty, completed by Tomato. He's flying his courier to the secret shop, gonna get the point booster, and all of a sudden Io's healing is going to be a lot less useful.
I like this on-the-fly item build. He got the Manta, took care of the Orchid threat, and now I guess the only thing he really needs to worry about is killing the Wraith King off, or kiting him.
Really textbook so far.
Relocates, kill the dragon.
Who's getting it? The gold? Yay, 250.
250 for Tady.
Feels good.
That's a good nickname.
Our titty.
That's the one. Don't wear it out.
Electricity.
Oh,
Jax, you're in trouble.
it's a long TP though. Tomato is waiting. Bang.
Wait, what is that? What is that shackle?
It's the Crimson Witness version of the Immortal.
Wait, it looks like
Polywog Priest?
I guess I've never seen it before because nobody picks Shaman anymore. But it looks like a Spider-Man shooting his webs out, but if they were red, right? Look, it's like a single
Does
string.
Spider-Man also shoot his webs out of his mouth?
Yeah.
No, but that doesn't matter.
Maybe Spider-Man is different in Jordan. That's not the one I saw.
I've seen Italian Spider-Man. I haven't seen Jordanian Spider-Man
Have you seen Japanese Spider-Man?
I have actually seen Japanese Spider-Man also.
Wait, have you actually seen Japanese Spider-Man?
Yeah.
It's so good.
So over the top, but most of the Japanese media is, and that's why I love it.
Let me pose a question to you.
Pose away.
When you think of Spider-Man, do you think he needs a gun?
Obviously. Not.
Japan says no.
That's a pretty major spoiler, Effie. Please, I was gonna go back and watch it. I watch all movies.
Is that the sequel to No Way Home?
Actually, Japanese Spider-Man is a series.
No fire.
Uh-oh.
No concealed
Uh-oh,
fire
yes, no
license.
alias.
Whoa, that is a huge sonic wave, but not enough to save
Whoa.
Tomato.
Okay, he was not expecting this whatsoever. EG were getting a really good positioning and angle there.
Bro, from now on, we're just not
Full
giving
burst.
TSM Aegis. They
I
just,
thought you were gonna say from now we're not gonna talk about Japanese Spider-Man anymore. And I do agree.
I'm inclined to disagree. BKB activated by Briley. He's going to evacuate the premises, but Ignite catches on a Saberlight.
Speaking
Chakram.
of Japanese Spider-Man, there's
Oh my
Timbersaw.
god, give him a gun, please! How is he going to defend himself?
The real Japanese Spider-Man here is Timbersaw with his Timber Chain.
Timbersaw with E-Blade
I don't see a
for the shotgun.
Oh,
Bang, bang.
Spider-Man.
So I think we can conclude that Nightfall does know how to play Timbersaw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not surprising. This is a hero you need to know as an offlane player. So, you'd imagine he's been training the meta picks, even if it's not his, historically most played role. Was of course the carry player for VP last season. But in the transition to offlane, you learn to play Timber. I think for carry players, this has to be one of the most satisfying offlaners to play,
Oh my
right?
God,
'Cause
yeah.
you get so much farm and you get to do so much damage and really be the center part. Like sometimes you're the centerpiece of the draft as offlaner with this hero. So I think a lot of carry players will really enjoy this when switch over, similar to like Nature's Prophet as well, right? You're just like farming the whole map, getting super huge, getting a lot of items.
Well, with Timbersaw, I feel it's especially fun because you've been on the receiving end of Timbersaw abuse
Exactly.
so many times
Yeah.
as a carry.
That's true.
what I was gonna say, and it's not just, oh, okay, I'm dishing out the pain that I've lived through myself. It's more so I understand how many carries get so exploited by this Timbersaw and which carries that he can bully to best of his ability, right? Because he's been through it all. So he knows just how to push the hero's limits on lane too, I'm sure.
Attempted move onto Storm Spirit, but the smoke breaks and Brawl doesn't make a move on it.
Hey, speaking of Scotties, we're seeing a Scotty Wraith King in action too.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yep. Is that typical?
Because you're playing against
Scotty Wraith
Morphling, you have to get some kind of way to kill him, right? And Wraith King is a hero that doesn't have high attack speed, so he suffers when he builds items like Phase Boots and Scotty, but he is playing with Bloodlust and Io.
Right.
So it shouldn't be that much of an issue, right? He should still be able to maximize his DPS even without attack speed items.
The one
I
thing
really like the choice here.
that I was edging towards is will he not need some sort of way to get out of Overgrowth? Like, you know, no one's building a Lotus on his team. He does. Oh, never mind. I changed my mind.
I have a
Timbersaw-
Lotus on Timber.
Yeah, you just finished it. You think you're so smart.
Not really.
So.
I just think you're dumb.
Ooh.
Oh. It's getting late, so please.
Dude, I can't even tell which hero's on what team. Seriously. I feel like I'm... I can tell you that Wraith King right now is walking top.
No, he's not. He's
This last
walking
sequence from EG though is very important. Like the kill on Tomato really took a lot of steam out of the game for TSM. And if this move is successful for EG as well, they're setting themselves up to be in a pretty commanding position.
Whoa,
with
Ryle
Rosh to
jumps
respawn.
in hella aggressive with his BKB, gets the instant kill onto Jerax, buyback immediately. We get a Vortex onto Saberlight, Overgrowth cancels any more follow-up, and he's gonna survive after the soul burn, but not after a few more right clicks. And Abed's still hungry for more, but blink out by Moon
You have
Meter.
just infinite mana when you have Arcane Rune and Io. What was that? Like,
Yeah.
you jumped like 17 times and he's half mana left.
I think Crit used Locket charges also.
Yeah, it's
So-
bizarre.
Roshan is spawning in 10 seconds actually. They just checked the pit and it wasn't there. I wonder if Jerax is just going to sit in the pit and see if it respawns, or they're just going to walk away. That's unfortunate. But that was the debut of Abed's 9-second BKB as well.
Speaking of Abed, he's actually kind of underleveled and underfarmed compared to what we've been used to seeing here. He's sitting on level 16, the enemy queen level 19. So 3 levels behind and 1,000 net worth. So a really big part of the levels in EG are sitting on Nightfall in this game. So a lot of responsibility for him to really get in and put that to good use with level 3 ults.
Generally par for the course for Timbersaws though, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's normal for them to be 2.5 levels ahead of their mid.
Okay.
But like sometimes you are. But in this game, you know, the scores on the heroes are similar, the CS are similar, but he's just found way more experience on the map.
Both teams have confirmed that Roche is up, but TSM FTX makes the first move into the pit. Nightfall policing it with the Chakram. And in migrates the rest of the team. They get the silence off after the Lotus Orb, and he's gonna die. Wow, okay, he's dead with no buyback. Tomato activates BKB, turn it into Timbersaw. That's not where you want it to go. He gets silenced, gets his strength morph off, but he's gonna tank a lot of abuse. Stun from the Breezemaster onto the Wraith King will put a cork in it, and Tomato retreats, continues working on Roche. And I don't think EG can challenge it anymore.
Yeah, with this
Well,
Scotty...
JK. Oh, baby, that's an overgrowth with the BKB. He snatched the Aegis anyway. Okay, now
so
what,
hyped.
big boy?
There was a little smirk there.
And he's dead. He blew it.
That's still really good though.
Yeah.
Getting rid of that Aegis, I think, is well worth it. And
Klopp got the shard though. It's in
So-
the backpack.
that was a little bit disconnected from EG, right? I understand that Timbersaw wants to scout and try to get information, but I think maybe you could have got information there without dying, or at least coordinated a little bit better with Io being in range, because when Crit arrived to try to save the Timber, he was on 10%. It was just too late.
Also, Aya doesn't have any kind of burst heal, right? He's only playing with a Soul Ring and a Holy Locket, and he's playing against a Scotty. So even when he did get to the Timbersaw, it just wasn't enough heal.
Yeah, and he used those locket charges as we saw in the previous fight to refill Storm's mana. So, nice Aegis. Actually, you know what? Given how the Aegises have gone for TSM FTX, I'm gonna say Abed taking it away from them is an advantage for TSM.
Yeah, that's probably good.
Because they
You
just...
got the kill on him after.
Oh my god.
We were so happy with that. Whoa.
Turned that into a spray.
That could be
Face of a
Twitch
boss.
emote.
Abed W.
Yeah, Abed W
Does that
actually.
look like a W?
It was a W.
Do you know what the best emote on Twitch is?
I should have a good answer for that one too. What was it?
Synth Giga?
Syndicator.
Yeah.
There you go.
Listen, do you have a name for your subs as Jerax does? Are they called Jeraxies?
Under attack.
What?
Wait,
Are they
what?
actually?
No, they're not. What do you call your subs? Like your community? Cindy's?
Idiots.
But wait, Sunsfan subscribes to you?
They chose subscribe to Gork. What can I say? But they chose, you know, everybody's allowed to make a mistake once in a while.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Much as how Jerax did, as he's dead.
Fairies.
Fairies?
Godmothers. Because you're Cinderella. And they're your. Okay.
You should call them culprits. Didn't you say Cinder is Danish for the culprit?
It is actually.
So
yes.
yeah, call your sub community the culprits. Call your Discord the culprit. It's Discord. Criminal activity. You definitely won't get banned from
Well, it is
Discord.
called the Syndicate, but
That's
but what do
good.
you call the people in that?
Syndicators.
Syndicats. Wow, this is a really
Bro, how
useless
many-
conversation. You guys are worse than Sunsfan. I can't believe I'm saying this. I never thought I would.
Handshakes all around. Effie, can I get a handshake? Handshakes all around. Cinderin, give me a handshake.
Achievement
Give me a
unlocked.
handshake. There we go.
Congratulations.
Chin cup or meow. Whoa,
Listen,
Shadowblade.
listen. It's hard.
Whoa!
It's hard to be more useful than Sunsan. At what? What time is it? What
He's
time?
such a resourceful person.
Clocks. He's got to
Oh,
use the Shadowblade
yeah.
soon. He will. Wow.
No, not yet.
Nightfall. I know you're hiding there.
Wait, what was that a reference to?
He's got to use the phase shift soon. He will. Wow.
Are you gonna complete Halberd here on Nightfall? So he disassembled his Kaya Sanj to get Bloodstone. Is Halberd worth enough in this game, or do you just play with Casual Sanj and get something else? Is what I'm wondering.
Yeah, I don't know. You're the expert, Send.
Maybe
So,
buy Shiva.
if he
More
is-
healing reduction against Morph, and you need the armor. Do you have Shiva? on
Effie's
Storm?
the expert, Send. Stop talking.
Oh, I mean, Cinderin, please keep talking.
Uh-oh.
I am.
I'll
so
talk.
good to know.
Hex up onto Abed. He activates BKB and he wants to turn this around. Crit pieces out. He says, you don't need me anymore. Instead, Shaman dies to the soul burn. Abed. Ooh, he's good.
Just
Meanwhile,
enough damage from the soul burn and just enough.
hashtag calculated. Nightfall. Ooh, that's a roar to
roar.
cancel out the Timber Chain. He will die. Oh man, that was after he got his Bloodstone also. Homie wishing that he didn't complete that item.
Yeah. So just to reply, I think you do play with the Sanj and you don't upgrade it. Halberd can be very good against Morphling here, especially because you are dying to the Scotty, but you're also dying to Roar and Sonic Wave and Shaman and Quap Burst, right? I think getting the Shiva's Guard will be very useful.
How about BKB?
Yeah, because like I'm seeing his Lotus Orb is not discouraging TSM FTX at all. They're like, I don't really care. I'll tank the return spell.
Has any other hero gotten roared this game though, outside of the Timber Sun?
How many roars have we seen?
Quite a few. I'd
Oh.
say 4 or 5.
Just, they're mainly using it for Timber, for sure.
Yeah, so maybe BKB. What's the point if you're Saberlight's public enemy number 1?
Ortiz might find an opening. here if he wants.
Shadowblade?
Dire's
Jump away. Wasn't feeling it. I mean, that was also a very risky position. They don't have the best information here. They're man down. So I'm not going to take the risk.
I understand the Shadowblade on Wraith King, right? You're gonna build the Silver Edge, which just is probably one of the most cost-efficient damage items in this.
No,
match
I
as
was
well.
told it was Desolator or Rapier. for
One
me.
of the most cost-efficient damage items, but it also gives you a way to maneuver yourself around the fight more so than with just a blink, right? You can also blink and potentially burst the Shaman and Shadowblade away.
Radiant are scanning.
It just offers much more, I guess, maneuverability,
Yeah.
which is very valuable because you are playing against Queen of Pain.
Right now, it's looking like TSM has an advantage for one of the first times in this series. I feel like anytime we see TSM, it's usually them crawling it back. This time, they've kind of been in the driver's seat for the majority of this game.
Okay, so we actually didn't.
Dire's
So we were talking about how EG potentially need a Shiva's Guard, but we also didn't say that Train Protector has a Vessel and Queen of Pain has a Shiva's Guard on top of the Morphling Study. So they've just finished their heal reduction items far earlier than EG.
Also, Nightfall's plate mail just died. What was he doing with that? He had a plate mail and a courier.
Probably for the Shivas we were talking about.
Okay, this is a quite an awkward angle.
They get the kill immediately onto the Train Protector. He has buyback, but he's not going to use it. Crit taking a lot of abuse, but they get the roar onto Wraith King. Everyone targets him immediately. Crit goes down. The Sonic Wave clips onto 2 and goes the reincarnation onto the Wraith King. He's kind of stuck in there, but he blinks out, immediately makes a move, gets the Silver Edge break onto the Morphling. Oh, Overgrowth buys time. He gets the haste rune out also, actually. And he just pieces out. They re-engage onto this. And a second life for Wraith King is about to get popped. Now there's a no mana Timbersaw wondering, why am I forsaken by the rest of my team? And he will die. I can't believe Tomato lived.
Once more, what another clutch Overgrowth by Dubu. Standing on the cliff gets everybody right on the very AoE.
Tips. Give him some tips.
So clean.
But I thought that they were attacking him, though. I definitely saw Dubu taking some damage. Oh, right. He died.
Yeah, because they have
definitely took
outpost, he
damage.
was able to rejoin the fight within like 10 seconds.
This is minimum 1 lane. It might be 2. It might even be game. If they knew all these heroes didn't have buybacks, I guess maybe against Storm you still play it safe and don't try to end. But you are absolutely getting 1 lane here. Let's see if they're hungry for more.
Okay, well, he gets a pick off on the Shaman.
It's something.
The rack still goes down, though, and they're making their move to a second one, so no move on the tier 4s.
So I think they do have the knowledge that Abed's TP is on cooldown at the moment. 20 seconds left. He used his mana to kill the Shaman mid. He really can't make it back to base for this.
Yeah, he cuts the wave, and the top wave is kind of far back, so I guess they buy enough time for backdoor protection. And wow, that is a massive economical blow. 2 racks is down, 10k advantage for TSM FTX off of a very quick team fight.
That's the story of the day.
You seem preoccupied, Synderen. What's on your mind, buddy?
Well, it's a 10k gold lead for TSM, so what's
said that.
next? Yeah, what's next?
New information. We are 1.
Okay.
Oh, impact move. I love me a good impact move. 20 seconds. I don't have that kind of time. Dubu dies. He's holding on to the buyback, buys back, starts TPing. Meanwhile, Roar comes out onto Arteezy. Everyone's like, let's go kill that guy. Oh, wait, why am I doing this? I already casted it once.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
Impact, 7.
Wait for it.
6.
Why is it lagging?
It's so impactful.
It's coming.
The game can't handle it.
Hang on. There it is.
Excellent 4-man Overgrowth. And Tomato gets out. They use this Overgrowth to reposition
Oh, I
their
will
other
bot
heroes.
back also. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a Roar. Onto the Wraith King. I don't care. IDC Lotus Orb. He's dead once.
Yeah, there's no relocate ready, so Arteezy is pretty much screwed here.
Yep, and his Blink was on cooldown as well, so he dies twice. Sonic Wave comes on to crit, so he's not going to be able to get anything. I think he tried to relocate, and did he get forced to move back by the Sonic Wave? Whatever the case, crit's dead too. And now Moon Meander on the prowl for these last 2 kills. Jerax gets the Hex. And he goes down.
Those are great Serpent Words by Moon Meander just trapping Arteezy, and really clean play by Brile, because instead of helping them kill the Wraith King, he actually looked for the IO on the side so that Wraith King wouldn't get relocated out, right? So he just blinked in, orchided him, and finished him off.
Though that is a big testament to the state of the game that they don't need Queen of Pain to kill off the Wraith King, where he's like, yeah, go find off the auxiliary heroes instead. We got Wraith King under control.
You are getting hit by a Morphling. You're very sad if you're fighting versus a Morphling late game as a Wraith King. Just carry to carry, not even close.
And now he definitely doesn't have buyback because he's died back to back. Roar directly, no Lotus Orb. Timbersaw is dead, and this game, oh boy, it's game number 5. I have a plane to catch, TSM FTX, but I love quality Dota. We got your wish, Effie.
May I just pat myself on the back?
Of course you may.
At the start of the day, what did I say?
You said 8 games.
I said we're going to see full 8 games today.
Abed's trying his best to make it not a reality, but you can only do so much as a Storm Spirit who's 12k down, and Tomato having a chuckle, having a good old chuckle.
Hey, we were talking about how they needed to mentally reset.
Yeah, that was a great
like,
recovery.
Seems like they had no issues doing that.
Yeah, I love what both teams did in this game in terms of strategy. TSM out-executed them, but you know, the adaptation by grabbing the Shadow Shaman and the Treant, they got their hands on the Beastmaster to solve the problems that EG were going to throw at them, and you could definitely tell that
Like a family.
Yeah, what a great family. You could definitely tell that they were specifically targeting a way of making Storm feel less impactful with the way they set things up, the way they played around each other, the heroes they picked, and it worked very well.
And also just the discipline to take that game as slow as they possibly could, not giving them any kind of space on the map to capitalize on any alone heroes or anything like that. They didn't even force that Beastmaster down lanes. They farmed as much as they could, and they just waited for their timing. So great discipline, great mental reset, just overall quality gameplay. Synderen, you seem so happy to be here with us.
Let's go to break.
What's your style?
I know you're feeling different when you're stressed out, but even with no makeup you still stand out, 'cause no one makes me feel the way you do now, like you do now. The way that you move your body, you make it look like a hobby. Every time that you touch me, it's electricity. Things we discovered underneath last night's covers. Everything came so easy. It's electricity. Electricity. Whoa. It's electricity. Electricity. It's electricity. When it's late at night, I feel you on my skin. My skin. You're all that's on my mind. It's finally sinking in. You're it. I know you're feeling different when you're stressed out, but even with no makeup you still stand out, 'cause no one makes me feel the way you do now, like you do now. The way that you move your body, you make it look like a hobby. Every time that you touch me, it's electricity. Things we discovered underneath last night's covers. Everything came so easy. It's electricity. Electricity. It's electricity. Electricity. It's electricity. The way that you move your body, you make it look like a hobby. Every time that you touch me, it's electricity. Things we discovered underneath last night's covers. Everything came so easy. It's electricity. Electricity. It's electricity.
Effie cursed us, or maybe blessed us, with an 8-game day today. No, I'm kidding. This has been a very, very enjoyable series to watch, an enjoyable day. The final day of 7.30 competitive Dota. What a way to go out. Different strategies, different heroes, things being still debuted in the waning moments of this balance patch. And TSM FTX equalize the series and bring the only regional final to, out of all the other regions, to 5 games. Yay!
Yay.
Yay!
I mean,
Sin!
it
Yay!
it really is.
Sin! Yay!
Hey,
That's not yay, that's A.
yay!
Thank you.
It's a testament to how close these teams are, really. And it's also very telling that it also, in a way, it feels like the series could have also been 3-0. In a way, right? Like, when you think about how the games played out, there was a real possibility that TSM won this 3-0
Okay.
at this point, right? So they were in a good position in multiple games. So were EG. At the end of the day, we end up balancing it out 2-2. It's kind of fitting. I think the teams are so close that this is the real score that it should be with how the teams played overall. So, you know, for the last game, coin flip.
Confidence.
We're burning the midnight oil here at 5 a.m. as you guys can tell.
Electricity.
Yeah.
The problem is that we casted that game. I feel like I already extracted all the thoughts out of you that I can. Feel free to dig real deep at the bottom of the barrel, though.
I think this isn't so much necessarily about what happened in the game, but what you do for the last one, right?
Okay.
Like at this point, there are some things that worked, some things that didn't. From a strategic perspective, there was some cool adjustments TSM made there that perhaps EG can prepare for in the last game, but I think overall, maybe you want to try to take more initiative as EG. Again.
Yeah, but also an adjustment that EG made was actually trade out their very high roam, high impact 4 that they've been playing for an IO. And because of that, the storm impact that we've seen in the last day was just gone. And it's not because, they slowed down the game so much that Storm couldn't do anything. That had a lot to do with it, but also just by nature of the heroes that he was playing with, there wasn't much left for him to do but farm, right, and sit back. And by the time he had his Orchid, they were just ready to counterplay the Orchid with the Manton Morphling. And if you were going for these solo plays with just IO, you have to deal with Living Armor from Train Protector. So you are in a strange position in that game. I do think maybe the IO, ban it if you don't want to play against it, but don't pick it for yourselves for this last game.
Did they ban it in the last games in general?
Dude, I don't know.
EG?
Although
I feel like it wasn't really
I think the bans
priority.
got changed a lot.
I'm
It
trying to
stopped
remember if
being
it was banned at all, the IO.
I think in the first game.
Because there were a lot of adjustments, right?
one addition I would make to that, though,
It's
is
all
that
blur.
it was IO and also the offlaner was a Timbersaw. So even if the Storm wanted to do things and IO was hanging out with Wraith King instead, then even the Timber and the Storm couldn't do anything together. So I think those three heroes together were not the sauce.
I mean, theoretically speaking, Timber and Storm could do a lot together, right? Because you can Timber chain in when Storm jumps, but you don't play the same area of the map. That's kind of the problem.
And they
Timber's
lost
not
3
off
towers,
doing
like,
stuff. Yeah.
very early on.
That was the most bizarre thing about this game for me, actually, was that towers were just falling and nobody defended. One team had Treant and the other had Timber, and they're just like, nope, you can have it, you know, like, whatever. It doesn't matter. It worked out for TSM the best, of course, but that was really strange to see. It was almost like they signed a truce. We're not going to fight for 20 minutes.
A détente.
I think they both just really wanted to win, that they were just
But was
kind
that
of
the
like,
best winning strategy?
not for EG, what worked out for TSM, right? But it was more so like, we're not set up in this area, maybe we don't have wards, maybe we're just going to give away a kill. We don't want to do that, right? That's why we only saw, I think, 5 kills in the first 15 minutes of the game. That was probably the slowest game of the entire tournament.
You gotta
then it
have that
ramped up.
killer instinct, though, if you want to win a bunch of DPC points, a bunch of money, and a bunch of Game 5 fame as we get into the final game of the final series after the break. What?
Am I wasting time? 'Cause I'm already gone. So long. Can you stay the night? 'Cause you're the thing I want. I want. I know you're feeling different when you're stressed out. But even with no makeup, you still stand out. 'Cause no one makes me feel the way you do now. Like you do now. The way that you move your body, you make it look like a hobby. Every time that you touch me, it's electricity. Things we discovered underneath last night's covers. Everything came so easy. It's electricity. Electricity. Whoa. It's electricity. Electricity. It's electricity. When it's late at night, I feel you on my skin. My skin. Yeah, all that's on my mind. It's finally sinking in. You're in. I know you're feeling different when you're stressed out. But even with no makeup, you still stand out. 'Cause no one makes me feel the way you do now. Like you do now. The way that you move your body, you Every time that you touch me, it's electricity. Things we discovered underneath last night's covers. Everything came so easy. It's electricity.
Wow. Who would have thought? Who would have thought it would have come to this?
Effie.
Effie thought it. Effie thought it this morning. 8 games days, 5-game grand finals. Evil Geniuses versus TSM FTX. That's what they're hoping to do. The whole reason that they signed this team is to get John Patrick Lowry to say your team's name in TI's stage and see your flag on the thing, and then hopefully not seeing your flag fall down when you get eliminated.
And they could get a lot closer with a win here.
With these
Definitely
points?
very meaningful points at this state. You're playing one game for 25 grand and 120 points. So a lot of stake here. And I think both teams, they've shown what they got. Maybe you pull a little bit of more surprise out of the back here in the last game if you can, but for the most part, it's going to be about, getting the execution right. And they've both shown that they can do it. So I don't really have a favorite, just being honest. I feel like 50-50 is about as close as it's going to get to this.
Me neither. I think if EG draft out of comfort, though, I am going to favor TSM. But with every game 5, just pick what you're best at and hope for the best. That's always what we see, right? That's what we saw at TI10. Incredible series, by the way.
Yeah, and EG right now, EG fans they've been in this position before. They've been in game 5s before. So show me the draft and let's see what Bulba's cooked up here.
She got rid of that. We don't drink water. Don't worry. We don't do that here.
We don't have water moments.
Okay. Last iteration. Will it be Snapfire or Mars?
Or Io.
Or EG. I don't think they're picking Io. I think they'll pick Snap.
Yeah, you take Snap here, right?
I think you take Storm.
Seconds remaining.
Overall, first pick Storm.
Yeah.
I think Snap is very valuable. They've done so well with it in both their series today. They've also shown that Jerax can play it as well. Not just crit.
Let's fucking go!
Yeah.
I have no justification for why they would do that. I just put it out there.
I mean, it's fair. Like, when you look at the other mid-heroes that are banned out, right? Quap and Puck are 2 of the other ones that were contested, and maybe you feel like if you give Snapfire away, you can solve it, but Storm would be a problem for you to get around. You also cover your bases. If you were to pick Snap, you would give Io Storm away, but this way you already counter Io out pretty well. So, Shadow Shaman again. All right.
We saw how effective Shaman was versus Storm last game. So if they can replicate similar kind of gameplay where Shadow Shaman is just playing behind a very strong team and can just wait for the opportune moment to hex, it's gonna be just as good.
Yeah, Moon was quick.
What do we have this time that we didn't have last time?
Man, I don't know.
It's right there.
What?
Tuskar.
Tuskar.
What was EG lacking?
And Crit playing a playmaking hero.
Yeah, but also Abed having someone to play with in the early game.
Yeah.
And by play with, I don't mean just like tether to and farm together.
Oh, that kind of play with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what other kind?
I don't know. Beastmaster gets banned out afterwards, so Vision Hero. Actually, EG taking away one of their potential Vision Heroes, but Saberlight has proven that he is more than willing to pick that up after the ban phase ends.
Yeah. They could have actually chosen to grab that here.
Yeah.
Over the Shadow Shaman or over the Ember. I think maybe the Ember wasn't necessary to grab here, but perhaps you're worried that, well, if we don't pick a Spirit Hero first phase, they're going to ban all of them.
But I do like Tuskar versus Shaman in particular, right? Because that Shaman last game felt like he was casting a lot of spells each fight without being in harm's way. He did get targeted sometimes, but by the time that he was gone on, he'd already cast too much. But when you have Tusk this time around, instead of something like an Eye or an Ogre, you can just get on top of that Shaman and blow him up before he can be a threat to Storm or the rest of your team.
And solve any target you do get caught on, right? You can snowball out of ward traps, you can snowball out of shackles.
Actually, on the topic of Serpent Ward trapping, do you think Arteezy is going to pick a different hero now that he knows he has to deal with Shaman? Because, I mean, we've seen Sproutteezy, we just saw Serpenteezy.
I mean, he had phase boost last game.
Oh, yeah.
Shaman is
So, but he was just getting locked down and killed. So it wasn't really. I mean, yeah, he was immobile on Wraith King, but there would, like, most heroes don't move when they're stunned, I think. So
Shaman is much
I
less
think
of
you're
an
right
issue.
about that. It's less of an issue.
Much less of an issue now with the Tuskar.
It is. I agree.
Right, let's see.
Evil geniuses
Are we going to
turn
ban
to
Treant for EG now? They did show it last game. I would say Treant is actually a pretty good hero against Tusk. You are very telegraphed when you go into Snowball. You set yourself up for getting overgrowth. Living Armor is great against Tusk's physical damage component in Tag Team and his ults. And it worked great with Shaman last game for you, so why not? It is a possible ban here for EG for that reason.
Was it game 2 of the series that we saw Riles Ember lose? Or was that game 1?
Game
What was the question? Repeat.
Game 1.
Game
Because
one.
they won game 2.
Okay. 'Cause he played a really excellent Ember Spirit that game, but all it took was that one late game death for everything to just snowball out of proportion, right?
Maybe
the
you
game just
banned
ended
Disruptor,
afterwards.
actually.
He was also playing against the Tuskar that game.
Yeah.
But there is no puck. There was a puck last time.
There was a puck and there was Disruptor, which caused problems in the end with the Ags. And you do have a free ban here for a TSM potentially. You banned Snap as one support from JRX, so I think you're going to ban Disruptor as well, perhaps. Ban Disruptor, pick Treant. Here it comes.
Did you especially like the Treant Shaman pairing? Because I thought that the Treant was also there to just protect Morphling and stall out the game with living armor so that Morphling can get huge.
It does feel like at least in that game, it seemed like a pretty good solution to Storm, which wasn't what I was expecting, but it actually did a lot of work there.
I see.
In that game, it worked very well, right? But it also just attributed to Storm not having enough damage early game to go on any living armor target, and then just the overgrowth being so well placed. But typically, I don't think Treant is a counter to Storm in any way. You can just jump on him and kill him. Right? You are scared of a root, but he usually dies before then.
Guess they also didn't have the best vision tool for Storm to find the tree. So if they can get there, find a way around that here. A lot of the vision heroes are banned. Night Stalker is still available, of course. Traditionally used sometimes against Ember with a Blink Dagger.
Also, Broodmother still available.
Yep.
You are kind of sacrificing your lane a little bit, though, if you pick Night Stalker.
Yeah.
It's not going to utilize the Tusk's early game strength as much as
That's
any
very
other offlaner.
No, he's not going to use it at all. Basically, it's a very weak lane.
So what else have we seen?
NDP? Okay.
Disruptor. Disruptor, like Disruptor. So Disruptor for EG?
Yeah, probably. Disruptor +1. I would imagine maybe you grab Disruptor and... What do you want to put on Nightfall here, actually?
Do you have any objections to the Brood?
Viper? Disruptor Viper?
10 seconds
Looks pretty good.
remaining.
He also...
5 seconds
Viper's been banned basically every series in the second phase. Or every game in the series, I think.
Mars is still available.
Mars
so
is there too?
He
Yep.
played a great Mars today, and also Mars opens up a lot of picks that EG are comfortable with, like Terrorblade, for example.
Spirit Breaker also still lingering around.
True.
I don't have that much faith
I
in
don't
that
think it's beast good
hero
this game.
in this series.
Evil geniuses turn to pick.
Okay, that's the Mars. So could they potentially just go for their comfort TB
I think you pick the support now.
in the last phase with the Mars?
It's
They're
possible.
gonna anticipate it though.
As another random question, why didn't they go for the Timbersaw again?
10 seconds remaining.
Well, it's game 5, right? And Mars is just a much more reliable
That's true.
team fighter, initiator, and
The comfort.
you can pair it with a lot of things from the carry role.
There's also more uncertainty. If you pick Timber here, there's 2 counter picks. Last game they picked it 8th.
Oh, yeah.
So you're missing the crucial piece of information that they did have last time, which was 2 cores. I think Mars is more stable, and it also, Nightfall's been popping off on this hero, and they need this last game win, right? So
Undying's turn
I still think the Disruptor is going to come out. Does
Good
take a
call.
while to get there, but yeah. A lot of the time, this is what happens when you get to game 5. I feel like predicting the drafting, like the players and the teams kind of, at some point you kind of run out of ideas, right? Like
Yeah.
you found your stuff that worked, you found your stuff that didn't work.
seconds remaining.
You're exhausted. You played so many
True,
games
they've
in a
played
row.
8 games
Like,
in a row.
5
At this point, you're just
seconds
like,
remaining.
all right, guys, we're picking our good stuff. We're playing our best crash and burn. Let's get it done.
Yeah. I like Disruptor a lot versus Treant Protector too, by the way, because we were talking about how Storm lacked vision on the tree, but if you can find him once in that fight and just Q him with your Thunderstrike, potentially comes him back for the Storm, there should be a solution to this hero. It's not as simple as a Wild Hawk or a Night Stalker, but it does get the job done to an extent, I would say. And of course, the Static Storm is going to be really helpful versus Ember Spirit.
Yeah. The Axe was the game winner. I think that was JRX's standout performance that single game in the series or in the tournament so far. His Disruptor in that game was very good.
There's still Legion Commander, which while there's not much worth purging, her Shard giving the spell immunity against Disruptor I've seen to be very, very valuable.
She's also an excellent laner against Disruptor. It's one of the best matchups you can have. Disruptor's just useless in that
Evil
lane.
geniuses turn to battle.
Troll, okay. Saving their offlane pick for last here, TSM. They will have the overall last pick of the draft. So I think the mindset here is we don't know what the carry is yet. So if we save our last pick for Saberlight, we can massively counterpick our TZ and try to take control of the game. We now, similar to last game, have really strong 5-man with Shaman, Tree, and Troll. We want to group up, take Roche. We want to group up, take towers, and fight through. So with the perfect final piece to the puzzle here with the offlaner, that could definitely work out.
And Troll has been regularly final phase banned out by EG against TSM FTX. So
And you're comfortable picking Troll here just because you see the offlane, right? Usually we've seen in this series offlane get last picked, and in today's series versus Quincy Crew as well, but they pick it in the second phase. You know the Tusk is playing with it. Troll should not suffer in this lane, right? Because you just have axes for a tag team. That's the kill threat on any carry, right? You just get gone on by two big heroes who are attacking you, but Troll has no issue with that just because of the mischance on the axes.
as long as there's not like a Razor that you need to be worried about.
Yeah, we're talking about on lane though, right? So
Oh, okay.
Troll is not threatened because he just has the blinding axes.
I see.
Whirling Axes are insane against Tusk. It's just... Yeah, the solutions that TSM have right now for laning are pretty good, I think. Tusk doesn't have an easy time roaming mid onto Ember. You have the, like you said, the Troll against Tusk in lane or Mars. Now, the last piece of the puzzle is finding an offlaner that handles Disruptor well, because there's a handful. You do see the Legion Commander ban come out here from EG, so they're paying respect to that possibility. But there's other options. Like, honestly, if Undying wanted to get really creative here, or TSM as they are now, I don't know, man. Are you guys feeling Abaddon at all? I know that hero isn't very popular right now, but I actually think it could be really cool in this game. It's a hard dispel against the Mars combination that they run. It's a save against Storm. It can lane super easily against Disruptor. I think it can lane very well with Shadow Shaman because you have a support that packs a punch. You just control the lane. You mitigate a lot of what EG could bring out. I mean, you don't know the matchup yet, right? It was just a hero that came to mind that's kind of forgotten.
The only issue with Abaddon would just be the silence from Disruptor, and
Right.
it feels like when you have two heroes that are defensive and Tree and Abaddon just kit-wise, right? Not on lane. Abaddon can play very aggressively. It feels kind of redundant.
Yeah, fair enough. Abaddon is the one of the only heroes that survives the silence. That's one of the upsides, right? You just pop your ults and live, unless you get broken as well.
Unfortunately, TV gets banned, so they can't go for the Mars TV combination, but that much is a given, right?
I'd like a Razor ban. I think Tsunami had a good point with that. It'd be stable for EG to grab now. They know they have the Troll matchup. It's one that's going to be hard for TSM to counterpick in lane. They're going to ban Medusa though, so I do think at this point RTC will go in that direction.
You pick Razor, right? It's comfortable here. It's
Also
here.
got Drow, I suppose.
Drow's a bit scarier, but that could work.
Drow's good against Troll. It's
Good with tag team.
Good with tag team. It's good against... The Ember matchup can be a little bit tricky, but I feel like you have some sort of protection here with Tusk and Mars covering you and frontlining. So Drow is a possibility. Like Drow and Razor are probably my two premier choices for RTZ here.
I also see some back and forth between Troll and Ursa, but Ursa has proven to be irrelevant this entire tournament.
Ursa's rough here. There's a lot
For
of
Razor
stuff.
here. Morph.
Morph is another option we didn't consider. But now this time around, it's not playing against a Jakiro. So, you know, if you're TSM, you can specifically...
Well, you don't know yet. They might pick it.
Right, but you can target
Oh,
this.
boy.
You can target this pick with anything you can come up with here for TSM with your amazing 15 seconds.
Darkseer?
Time to think quickly. Yeah, Darkseer worked really well. It's actually a sick Darkseer game. You're right.
You are against Disruptor Glimpse, though.
Yeah, it's still amazing.
Okay.
I like Darkseer a lot. I do. I'm very much feeling like they're gonna go that way.
Night Stalker.
Like we said, Night Stalker.
Predictable.
We did mention
Game
that
files
one
are
time.
very obvious.
So it's kind of unfortunate that there wasn't a better pick to pressure the Morphling on lane.
Yeah.
So Morphling is going to have a nice time farming here. It's not like that it's going to be hard for him pre-night. Even the first night's not going to be that bad until a rotation comes over. But just the overall gameplay of the Night Stalker could prove to be difficult, right? With the silence and just the tempo. See how it goes.
The vision is definitely going to be very helpful for Bryle on the Ember. It's going to give him the option to find and assassinate enemy supports to try to give them a good position in the game. But yeah, I'm kind of with Effie here. I'm not sure if the Night Stalker is going to wake out the way they hope, especially from a laning perspective. Morphling enjoys this matchup quite a lot, so RTC will get us fun.
All right, guys, I want us to go over to the table together, please. Together. Thank you. Let's do
I thought
this.
we were doing like a.
Yeah, well, I wanted to, but this dude isn't a team
I
player.
have cooties, I guess.
Oh, I just hit my knee against the table. Oh, that's bad. But game number 5. Woo. All right, someone else. Oh my god. Why did that have to happen? Get us in the game.
Get us in the game. Gets my microphone working. Hello.
Here we go.
Greetings.
So, feeling a little bit loud. Yeah, exciting stuff, really. I feel like, you know, it's crash and burn time. EG just played 8 games in a row today with a very short break in between of like 20 minutes. We've got to be feeling kind of exhausted here, but kind of bring their absolute best to the final game here. And then on the side of TSM, I feel like they've been more innovative in this series overall, right? Like they're bringing out something new here with the Night Stalker as well. For Saberlight, curious to see if it's going to work out the way they hope.
They also had a lot of time to just think about, you know, this final series. Meanwhile, EG probably had to show a little bit more of their hand against Quincy Crew.
Yeah, for sure.
Moongander wrote shout out therapy gecko, whatever that means.
Therapy.
But I just wanted to put that out there. Shout out to the therapy gecko.
Gecko.
That's what it said.
I see.
We'll have to ask him.
We'll have to ask him if he wins. But if he loses, I never want to know.
I think there's no game like Dota where people write as many laughing voice lines while having the most stone face ever. Like, they're literally just spamming ha ha ha, and then you look at their faces and there's like, it's like the good old meme where someone writes raffle and then you look at them and they're just sitting there like totally deadpan. Like, man, I'm having the best time ever.
There's so many laughing voice lines now too.
Yeah.
It's like,
I wonder who's responsible for that. Effie.
surely not.
Surely not.
I mean, it's old
Oh, no,
news now.
not again.
Now we've got all the other ones.
No, don't worry. I know you're about to experience a renaissance.
This is a problem for Saberlight, by the way. Tag team, Morph has really good attack speed here.
So the important thing is that Night Stalker is extremely fast at daytime. Solid 295 move speed. Oh wow, he actually makes it out.
He did survive.
Shout out
There
to
was no
5 armor.
third hero here, but
So he has no solve and neither does Moonmander, so that was a lot of value damage coming out here.
Uh-oh. Yeah, and we were emphasizing how much of this game is going to be dependent on the snowballing potential of the Night Stalker.
And I don't expect this lane to go very well for them. Especially now that they've put the Tusk down in the Morphling.
Just a moment, I need to set an alarm for when I need to leave no matter what.
Don't worry, you'll make it. I believe
Set an
you.
alarm for 70 minutes.
Oh, you'll be fine.
I mean, it's a game 5, Effie.
Hey, you'll be fine. You have to be.
We have to interview them also and be like, oh my god, you're so good.
this is very meta.
But they are.
They are.
Yep.
I really like that they swapped the lanes around because we talked about tag team being useless versus troll, so they just put it with Morphling who can take advantage of it with all the attack speed. And Disruptor has a nice time playing versus Train Protector just because he can hit him so much before he gap closes and gets on top of him. So just really clean support swap. Oh, there it is.
Moon's in trouble.
Get some shards, get that tag team waveform ahead of it, and Moon Meander, even with the Fairy Fire, is going to go down.
Crit takes the kill. Wonder what he's going to do with this. If he's going to rush and earn or boots.
Boots.
He has something coming out. Blightstone.
He's got
Oh,
boots
yo,
speed.
Corrosion Tusk?
I think he's just going to get value of Blight.
Oh, that's no fun. Well, at least Moon Meander gets to come back and deliver some items to Saberlight.
He does have boots queued up, so yeah, it's probably just a boring little Blightstone.
No fun.
No fun.
Dude, Corrosion actually has got to be like one of the least popular early game items these days. I never see it.
Don't. Maybe on supports, but on carries, I do think it was very popular. Not throughout this tournament, but throughout all of Season 1 Europe DPC. I think all of these melee safe laners were buying Corrosion and just playing incredibly aggressively. I think PA was a tier 1 pick for maybe 3 weeks in this.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Just because of this Corrosion
I do
level 2
remember that.
power spike.
Jerax gets caught in a grasp. Kinetic Field's not going to save him if he gets netted by Tomato. And another kill. This time going the way of TSM FTX, and mid lane also Abed favorite this time. He's got the advantage, but just minor.
Not by quite a bit, actually. 18-5 to 11-1 is no joke in that lane matchup. I think... I do think it's Storm favored, but I don't think it's Storm favored this much. So I do believe Abed's stepping it up a little bit here against Brawl.
You have to watch out if you're a disruptor in this top lane, just because between Troll Axes and Nature's Grasp, there's so much slow, and if your hero just finds, just like that, you're
Just
gonna take
like
so
that?
much damage. But if you're a Mars, you're pretty happy, right? You're safe.
It's also interesting 0-2-1 build, pretty uncommon.
Yeah, early bulwark.
But Bulwark is amazing in this lane. It's very, very good against the Troll. And you need to keep in mind the mindset of Disruptor Mars in this lane is not to kill. It's to find farm. They're not playing to pressure in this lane because they're unfavored. So they just want to stabilize and get what they can. And the skill build definitely reflects that.
And they have identified that they're probably not going to outtrade this Troll Train Protector lane, right? So we're probably going to see Jerax playing in the triangle a lot, just making as many stacks as he can for his Morph lane.
You know, one thing that I noticed that Western Europe was doing after having to deal with Celery's Train Protector so many times was the team going against them would just all go to Treant's lane, cut down every single tree in sight. So make sure that his first like minute and a half was more uncomfortable. Here, Mars is doing a good job at keeping the Quelling Blades up, but Dubu I feel is being far more effective than I would have expected.
There has been some deforestation going on though. Look at that.
Yeah, Mars is
Big blank space
chopping,
right
chopping.
next to Mars.
Wow, and the lead continues to grow, 33 to the 24 of Ember. And Storm Spirit's doing work.
What's first Storm Spirit?
Sind, would you care to participate?
In what?
Literally anything.
Now he's gonna say, I was zoned out, just like Effie.
I was zoned out for 8 minutes this time.
4 minutes and 55 seconds.
You guys are saying a lot of good stuff. Keep it up.
Oh.
What about
now
if
I
I
wanna
start
talk.
talking about Japanese Spider-Man again?
Yeah, I was waiting for that. That's my cue. I love Japanese Spider-Man. It's nighttime. Saberlight.
Activates the silence.
Surprise, mother frogger. It's gonna go on the tusk.
No,
Not working
that
out
would be
too
if
well,
Lion
though.
had the hex.
It's gonna get caught in a little bit of an icicle situation here. Will be brought down by Arteezy.
Very good.
Round of applause.
Yeah, this is a really high kill threat lane with Morph Tusk. Really nice. I mean, this is what happens if you pick Night Stalker last though. You're just gonna abuse this.
That's true. That's kind of what you sign yourself up for as a Night Stalker. The moment it turns to night, you're just screwed and die.
What did I tell you? He's strongest at daytime.
Very good.
Case in point.
Max move speed,
Max
Night
move
Stalker
speed.
on the river, minute 0.
He's like that Slardar sprint business. Tubu.
That is your win window. Did you?
Condition. Win condition.
No,
Man,
your
I'm
win window.
I'm so glad we have
Your window.
We have exercised win condition from caster terminology.
Now there's window.
I don't think anyone says that. I don't think you're going to popularize that. Stop trying to make fetch happen.
It's not gonna happen.
It's not going to happen.
Sinner's like, what?
He doesn't watch movies other than In Bruges. That's his favorite movie.
No, but it was good.
I do have a recommendation for you though.
Please.
Japanese Spider-Man. Thank you,
Yeah.
Effie.
The OVA.
Yeah, yeah, it's good stuff.
What's the recommendation?
Japanese Spider-Man.
Oh.
Why was I?
Is it a movie?
No, it's a series.
Oh, well, I
Doesn't
won't.
matter. It fit the conversation flow. I thought to say movie.
Debatable.
All
Ryle.
right.
Radiant's middle
Does
tower
nothing.
is under attack.
Very even game so far. Brawl checking out his minimap. That's a good thing to do if you're a Dota player, so make sure you keep actively looking to the bottom left for most players.
But
if you're
Insania-
Insania, you're looking bottom right. For reasons...
Well, actually, so he says he got it from Guild Wars. So,
Oh.
yeah, it's a little bit more forgivable, but I mean, his whole team, they use the whatever alternate hero thing. Dubu takes some damage from Abed and takes some more damage from Abed. Continues taking damage from Abed, and the range up will not save him. Jerax gets the kill.
He did live for a long time there.
He did, but he took a lot of damage then afterwards.
It's nice to get haste rune on Storm Spirit just because you don't have to expend mana to position yourself to land remnants.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Agreed.
Brawl's trying to steal some of this stack. Not going to happen.
exchange of laughter.
Just trying to maximize. This is something that Embers, in my opinion, have got a lot better at in the last 2 years, is using Fire Remnant effectively for farming. I would say someone that stands out to me was actually both TNC's Ember players back way back when. Well, it's not that long ago, but Gabby as well as Armel were doing a really good job at maximizing farm by using Fire Remnant as a traveling tool between camps. At the expense of mana, of course. They had to buy additional clarities, but they were making significant improvements to their overall gold per minute by playing this way as Ember. And you see in this instance, Bryle tried to steal the enemy small camp and then Remnant back to his own big camp in one move to
Moonmeander quick on the fingers, gets the Hex and the Shackles onto Abed, falling on the sword to protect the Troll Warlord.
Yep.
Abed got an Arcane Rune there. If he actually walks up into the jungle, he's gonna see that there's a big camp stack being taken by Troll right now. And it seems like he's gonna clean it up safely though.
Oh, so this game we're defending towers, huh? That's good to see.
Don't get too cocky, all right? It's only 8 minutes in. We'll see what happens. Tomato is going to seize those camps while he still can before EG makes a move on it. And Abed will mirror that movement in his triangle.
There's been a lot of stack stealing today.
Yeah.
So after Moon stacked that one last time, he did ping it out like, come take it now. Let's not take any risks this time around.
Are they going to defend this tower? Cinderan.
Yeah, they're gonna put living armor on. I don't think EG's pushing power is meaningful without Morph. Like if he's sitting in mid, you're not committing to the push. Like who's gonna deal the tower damage here? Realistically speaking, it's gonna take forever against Trant. So you kind of can't do it. You're just letting the tower sit there. Trant's gonna heal it up to full with living armor over time, and as long as you manage to defend especially your own mid tower, which is RTZ TPing to hold a moment ago on the Morph, then it's okay. I don't think either team really needs to take towers right now, but obviously TSM FTX are kind of primed to do it first with their lineup.
By golly, they are defending. And since it's Morphling's lane, EG will briefly siege it and then think against it.
Actually, that tower push saved Nightfall's life because they were setting up for a kill him on top with Ember, but he had to TP mid to defend the tower, and so did Treant Protector.
Nightfall may never know that he was minutes away, seconds away from confirmed death.
We have a saying in Arabic.
Tell me.
You throw a favor in the ocean. So it's when you do something for someone without them ever knowing.
Oh, wow.
It doesn't translate well to English, but
Like a message in a bottle kind of thing?
boom into no, just like doing whatever.
I'm not going to explain good morals to you. It's lost.
No, my brain is just operating very slowly at the moment. Perhaps always, but more so now than usual.
The sentiment was appreciated. Nightfall's tossing that favor into the lane. More living armor.
Yeah, he's trying to get something out of the siege creep wave minute 10, but it's not enough without Morph. He's getting half the tower, but it's going to be all for naught if he doesn't get to finish it. Dubu with, I believe it's level 3 living armor. Yeah, he's going for the same skill build as last game, 203.
Abed shows up, and they want to keep the siege creep alive, but
Not gonna manage. It's dead now.
ooh, is it the oh? He drew aggro with the grasp, so the creeps didn't get in the tower's way. All right, Dubu doing work.
Treant Protector protecting towers.
Are they?
They're gonna go. Yeah, I told you. God damn it, Cinder, and you were all like, look at them defending towers. And
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised. I mean, it's obviously going to be a 1-for-1 trade when they got the bottom tower, right? But I feel like part of Treant's strength is the ability to get one while holding one. Not that you delay the enemy from taking it, but
yeah.
you know, like effectively speaking, EG had been pushing that tower way longer than they were, than TSM were. So obviously it's a win in that sense. But a lot of the time you can take and hold at the same time and actually.
Well, homie ain't holding nothing. They get their glyph back after top goes down, but this tower is at critical HP, and the rest of EG are converging.
It's a 4v5. There's no Dark Ascent.
While you're speaking about it, they might just give up on this mid tower the same way they did the top tower.
Oh god, poor Treant Protector. All this effort gone to waste. 2 towers go down, and EG seem like they learned their lesson from the previous game and are now giving TSM FTX a taste of their own medicine.
And the difference last game was, even though both teams weren't defending towers, they were also taking towers, right? But TSM so far only have that bottom tower, but they've opted to not even try for both. This slow pace of Dodo worked for them last game when they had a Morphling playing into a favorable matchup, right? But this Troll's building a Battle Fury, and it's not like he's going to hit an item timing that's gonna make it so, okay, now we can play for an objective. Now we can take that Roche. They're just gonna sit back and farm for as long as they can. But can they get away with just giving up towers for nothing? Versus this kind of lineup with a Storm and a
Jarek's with the
Tusker.
invis. This could be a big moment.
Yeah, he's got his ult ready. He pops it, and he gets the trap onto Bryle. He's running around. Storm took a little bit of while to get there, but it was enough, and the spear connection, and the Thunderstrike gets the kill. Serpent Ward's actually dropped for just a Disruptor kill. And it's going to take a while, but they get it eventually. Meanwhile, Arteezy tries to make a move, but doesn't get the kill. Wow, so their one potential pushing spell gets used to kill Jerax.
You can take this bottom tower now or pressure at the very least. Right, as Morphling.
Glyph plus armor.
Treant Protector's like, over my dead body, are you getting my last tier 1 sub 15 minutes?
Never mind, guys.
I do really wonder what happened in this series that I would say, like, a lot of the time in this meta, it's common to give away your safe lane tower. But I feel like the lack of emphasis on defending mid that we've seen overall is really surprising to me. It's just very unusual for the last year of Dota, or even 2 years. Teams have been very adamant about the importance of holding that mid tower, but
I wouldn't go that far. I feel like at TI, people were taking it seriously. As Arena into Spear, again onto Bryle. Snowball connects. Walrus Punch can't come off because of the silence from Saberlight, and Bryle gets to escape. The Night Stalker activates the Dark Ascension, and he's going to be going to town onto Abed. He was holding
the spear
on to
missed.
that, and the
Might
spear
actually
missed.
catch up now.
My god, there's so much critical HP.
That was such a long zip for the amount of mana that he had.
Yeah, I don't know how he pulled that off, and he's going to survive. Saberlight is not able to track him down, and Nightfall, even while toggling, goes for something. Arteezy, kind of in no man's land, though. Silence, not going to save him, and instead, Jerax will also go down for Arteezy's sins.
Yeah, that was almost a disaster for Ember Spirit, just dying straight after respawn like that, but they didn't have enough damage to finish him off.
Okay. Good armlet toggle as well. Yeah, but the point I was making, hang on.
No points.
No
only
points
kills.
yet.
Vortex into the Snowball, into the Spear, and that's enough damage. And we get a root onto the Tusk. Nice shards, pushes him away, but only briefly. And crit will go down to Saberlight during the daytime.
Oh, well.
Oh, well.
So, yeah, that's what I was getting at with the towers. Like you said, at TI, people were really defending it, right?
Right.
That's what I was saying. Like, for the last 2 years, all the time, people have been defending the tower.
Oh, I see,
Except
I see.
today.
Right.
I'm just wondering why the teams are putting way less emphasis on holding that. If there's like something that they've discovered, or if it's just the nature of the drafts, or the overall strategy that they have planned for this series in particular. Because it hasn't been something I've noticed in the NA region in general during league play. But they're just literally forfeiting a mid tower while they have Treant living arming it, and he's just sitting there alone getting killed when perhaps they could have defended it at an earlier point at least. Maybe not when Night Stalker's ulti was down, I understand that, but they took a lot of damage on it prior to that. It's just, I'm not saying it's bad, it's just very different and puzzling, because it's like been a staple of Dota for so long that you defend that tower, you throw bodies at it even to make sure you hold it.
Yeah,
They're just
so
not doing it today.
For TSM, it really felt like last game they just didn't want to make any unnecessary movements or mistakes, right? They really needed that win, and they were willing to just give away these important map objectives.
Glimpse, Snowball, Moon Meander, No Man's Land, dead.
But yeah, it's the same thing for this game, not wanting to make any unnecessary mistakes.
What would you call that, Arena? A necessary mistake.
Good one.
I also agree, but I don't think, like, in this case, game strategy seems antithetical to losing these towers, because Troll's getting a Battle Fury. He wants to be able to have very comfortable access to both of his jungles, and right now he's terrified of going to the northern half of the map.
He has it already, right? They didn't give away any unnecessary deaths. They had that one really good fight mid where they killed the Morphling, which was very important. And he's working his way towards a BKB. Not a damage item, but a BKB. So this is the item that they're waiting for, without making any of the unnecessary movements we talked about. Right, they could be defending these towers and they could be doing more, but today, for these last 2 games, they chose to play as carefully as possible. And can you blame them? It's the grand finals. Last
A
game was their
lot of points on
potential
the line.
elimination game.
Yep.
And this game's potential victory, so.
And, if you can actually believe it, this could potentially be Arteezy's first Valve event victory.
This
True.
does count as a valid.
Why doesn't it?
Wait, that would be so tragic if he didn't win then.
Or if he did win. Either way, there's an asterisk on this thing. But it's if he wins, this would be the first Valve event that he has won.
Wait,
I know.
That's a storyline.
That's a storyline, my friend.
Dire's middle tower.
Love this
I do
storyline.
recall.
Storylines.
I do recall Crit saying on stream though that he thought that this wasn't necessarily
Who cares about what
the
Chris
most,
thinks?
the best tournament.
What are you talking about? 4 North American teams? I can't think of a better tournament than that. As they go into Roche, and they will
my
take
God,
it
this is
uncontested.
fast.
That's that tag team.
Tag team Orchid and a Morph. That'll do it. It's taking them a little bit of time.
Oh my
here.
god, and there's a DD rune afterwards if they want to take that on Storm or Morphling.
Drop the Aegis on Arteezy, not Abed. Do opt to go for it on the Morph, which
Maybe because of this DD rune, he gets donated the bottle, and if he wants to YOLO in.
it does seem like a plan to take towers. When you give Morph this Aegis instead of Storm, that says to me that they want to push something.
They could be looking to brute force the towers
Yeah.
while Troll is still relatively weak, right? He's still in the process of farming his items. He is leading the net worth, but a Battle Fury and a potential BKB, not exactly when Troll is strongest.
Let's see which lane they decide to congregate to. Right now, it's looking like mid.
I do want to say though, that with this Troll BKB though, even though it's not the most damage output, they can definitely look for really good fights with it. Because there's no more threat of dying to the Storm and the Mars.
Assuming that you're able to get it off before,
The-
Vortex or...
I guess there's like the threat of maybe getting stun locked and Walrus punched in tag team, but I do think you should be able to get it off with the living armor, right? We saw Ember live through all of their spells
true.
earlier mid.
And it'll also protect him from glimpses
But once he does have this BKB, the only thing stopping him is punch.
or an eventual Ag Scepter from Disruptor, but that's probably a long ways away.
Dire are scanning.
Do you know who would win this game?
What?
Dire's middle tower.
PSG LGD.
Yeah, Japanese Spider-Man.
Oh.
Every time you guys are gonna get quiet, I'm bringing it up. So Syndrome starts talking again.
Can we sponsor Japanese Spider-Man? Can we get him as a sponsor?
I don't know if he's still around. I think Japanese Spider-Man was in the 80s or something.
Oh.
Maybe in the 70s. That's why it's so hilarious.
He's
You know
in his
what?
prime.
If you're in chat,
Tower is under
please
attack.
look up Japanese Spider-Man on YouTube and thank me later.
I thought you were going to say if you're in chat Japanese Spider-Man, please.
Please tell us. Show your face.
You'll understand
go.
once you see him. Once you see him.
One tier 2. I wonder if they're going to go for the next. I think top tower at this point is relatively free. TSM are not showing particularly much interest in trying to defend, as we've already covered. So I guess top tier 2 is very safe. The bottom towers will be the tougher ones to get.
We got a
They are
double
smoking, though.
BKB timing. Ember just completed his BKB, Night
Night
Stalker.
Stalker, yep.
So let's roll.
And Troll. So triple BKBs online here. This is a big fight for TSM. This
Ooh,
has
but they
to work.
bumble their way into a Radiant scan, and EG are going to be wise to it.
We also have the Night Stalker BKB.
Yeah, all
Triple
three.
BKB.
But did you hear about Night Stalker BKB? We got that online too.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Did you know that
It's
Ember
3
and Night Stalker and Troll Warlord?
Did you know that Japanese Spider-Man aired in the 70s?
Well, don't quote me on that exactly, but it was in
quoting
the
you on
olden.
it.
It was
He
in the olden
didn't because
days.
you said the 80s. He's
I
not
said
paying
80s or 70s.
He
That
said
was-
both. You're not
Hey,
paying
hey.
attention.
Syndrome. I bring
Damn,
up
guilty as
Japanese.
charged.
I bring up Japanese Spider-Man when I want you to talk, and it works like a charm.
Absolutely.
Like clockwork. Who was a hero that EG banned one time?
First phase then.
First phase ban for Lena and Bane. Why do I remember that?
Oh,
Have you-
Abed missed the smoke. They smoked too early here. He was jumping.
It was
in the ball like-
1978.
Of all heroes to miss a smoke, I think Storm is fine though because he
Yeah,
can
it's
connect
alright.
with this team.
But
Right?
it is still a bit telegraphed now.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, he does not get the spear off. Tomato activates the BKB, puts the arena out to lock out the rest of TSM FTX, but Saberlight does not care. He goes, assassinates Jerax, Nightfall next to fall, as well as Crit. And Saberlight's still hungry, going on the Morphling, still a minute left on this Aegis, but they're going to force Arteezy back, and boy, I don't think that EG were expecting that many BKBs in their face.
Yep, all three of them popped there, and it just rendered Disruptor completely useless.
And Mars.
Yeah, Mars didn't do much either. So, yeah, TSM definitely, they bit their time here, and it cost them a couple of towers, but they get a big fight out of it.
If we Theorycraft and he gets that spear, do you think that FTX TSM wins the fight?
Not necessarily. I think he gets living armored, and they still save him with Overgrowth ult.
They don't have enough damage at the moment to
Yeah.
just kill them through the defensive abilities.
So a very fruitful BKB debut, which originally TSM FTX were fishing for with the smoke. Didn't find it, and then EG handed it to them on a platter. Yes, meditate, Dubu. I mean, Bryle.
Hey, they got a mid tower out of it too.
Pog.
That's the
Yep,
tower.
that's good.
They did, yeah, tier 2.
Radiant's
Towers
top
and
tower
equalize.
is under attack.
Synderen, it's working.
Yep, Japanese Spider-Man.
Did you see the pop-up? It was 1978 to 1979.
Yep.
Can you believe the cultural impact that he was only there for a year and still FE 50,
changed my
50
life.
years later is still talking about it?
Of course, it's honestly, at me once you've seen it, guys. No, just look at it. Just
Radiant's
great.
top tower
I'm
is
still
under
an
attack.
Italian Spider-Man fan. Go look up Italian Spider-Man.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Oh,
nice
good
one.
reaction from Moon.
See, that's
Very
why
nice.
I'm the play-by-play. I didn't say uh-oh because I knew he was going to get the blink off. Please don't fake hype, Sind.
You didn't even see.
Please
the
don't
play
fake
happen.
hype.
Thank you, Bryle.
Let's do this!
这么菜，你的队友不会生气吧，哥哥？
He tipped him. Oh, game 5. They want this rivalry. You heard Moon in one of those interviews. He was just like, this could be the birth of the new American Renaissance.
Scotty finished up by more. Yeah,
Yep.
pretty big timing too for them.
Yeah, it still feels like EG are going to struggle to deal enough damage for a while against these BKBs who might need an additional item on RTZ, but if he's queuing up this BKB as his next one, I still wonder if that's going to cut it into these, you know, relatively tanky heroes, really, that TSM have. There's the Troll with Whirling Axes and 2.2k health, Night Stalker 1700 with BKB, and Ember 1900. When you factor in that Disruptor is going to deal basically 0 damage, and so is Mars for the most part, and Storms will be also negligible, I don't know if they can really get this done unless they find the jump.
Bryle.
Nice Bryle smoke break here. Immediate Dark Ascension.
And he finds out all that.
Abed's
Oh, he
in
didn't
a
get
real
the
bad
BKB
spot.
off. He's hexed. And he gets snowballed to save him, and the BKB activation afterwards, but Tusk is gonna die. And within the BKB, Storm dies as well. Bryle on the run, he's the one who popped this whole thing off. Nightfall, he's gonna fall as well, and potentially an entire team wipe unless this Morphling can escape. He pushes back the Night Stalker, turns into Ember, puts up the Flame Guard, roots the Night Stalker, and gets out.
Radiant's top
Wow, Bryle, lightning quick reactions, and I can't believe Abed didn't get that BKB off before he got hexed.
Yes.
Yeah, so he got the BKB off eventually, but then he got overgrowth by Dubu.
Yeah.
Like, just,
And then just-
again, on the money.
Troll was on top of them too
Yep.
at that point. But that was so clean by them. So EG were going for a smoke even though they know they're playing into BKBs because their idea was to just instantly kill a target, right? And then perhaps disengage from the fight, bait out a few BKBs. But if the smoke is broken and they get gone on like this, there's nothing they can do versus these items at the moment.
Though they did choose to go in, like the smoke popped, they went high ground. Granted, they didn't
you
know.
have to at that point, right? You've walked into the enemy team. There's no way you can just run away.
Yeah, they got double slight chained.
True.
But they are building to
Bryle W.
potentially
Bryle W.
hide. So Disruptor's building a force off. Tusker's also building towards a force off. They're gonna try to build as many kite items as they can because the best way that EG can fight right now is to just bait these out without losing too many heroes, getting out of there and then potentially resetting. But hey, that
Lotus
was
Orb is going to be important too.
yeah, that was fight number 2. You're on 7-second BKBs now on TSM, and you haven't lost too much of your map, so it is doable.
Although Storm, that was his BKB debut, so not nearly as fruitful as TSM FTX's. And Roche potential to respawn in 2 minutes.
I love this from Dube. I was just going to say, I hope he buys Dagger. I think it's the best purchase in this game he could possibly get. Just stand as far back as possible, like way out of the fight, and you literally just wait for Storm.
Root the storm, then Troll can get on top of
Yeah.
him and kill him.
So last fight, I think he pulled it off. I don't think... Did he have the Dagger last fight, or did he just get it now? Because I feel like he's been pretty poor this game, but at least whether he had it or not, this is the exact task of his, and it allows him to, you know, there's not that much vision he's playing into, so he can feel very safe standing far back, that he's not going to be the one jumped initially.
It's Natty Knight right now. Saberlight wants to find someone, but Abed's in
Abed's
prime
away.
position. Oh wow, the boldness. He wants to retreat west. Gets Searing Chained. Saberlight activates the Crippling Fear, but they're not going to do anything with it. Dark Ascension as well during nighttime.
Another really impressive smoke break by the mid laner.
It's going to cost them a tower, though.
And still no Roche. They're going to have to wait for another minute.
All things considered,
Whoa.
could have been worse.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that Abed Ice in the Veins did not activate his BKB.
They're trying for the wraparound surprise smoke. They're gonna try to bait out RTZ here. Are they gonna take the bait though?
Jesus, pings galore.
No Dark Ascension this time.
TSM FTX mounting onto their high ground. EG reveals where they are by dropping a handful of wards. Saberlight. Oh, Abed jumps in with the BKB. Insta-gives Saberlight. Arena from the high ground spears the Treant Protector. And now Troll Warlord just aimlessly attacking things while Storm bounces around. Crit trying to retreat from Bryle. Glimpse back onto Moon Meander. And what? Abed died? What?
So he went on the Shaman with his BKB, but just couldn't kill him in time. And
But it's a Shaman.
he tried.
It's a Shaman with an Ogre Club. Okay, well, that...
It does take quite a bit of time for Storm to solo kill a support like that. If it's that tanky and has some sort of backup, like maybe there's living armor into play.
I think he extended most of his mana too on his initial jump uphill, right?
And he expended most of his BKB sitting in an overgrowth, right?
Yeah.
So like afterwards when he jumps on the Shaman, he can get locked down by something. You see the initiation here. They really want to get in with Abed immediately, and this is a super quick and easy kill. But this overgrowth coming in here, 4-man, forces out the Manta and Artesian. The other 3 guys are just stuck. And look at the awful positioning of Mars. He's just totally stranded on this high ground, removing the ward. Now TP's away.
And Abed fully commits to try to finish the job on the Shaman, but pays for it with his life.
What also ends up happening there is Troll's ulti initially is targeted on the Storm, but when Storm zips away, he chases the Morphling outside of the fight. And the Morphling is unable to do anything for his team too.
Yeah, wow. So Abed not as clean perhaps as we've seen.
A little bit of a pause here. It is 6 a.m., so perhaps a 24-hour router reset here for Saberlight at 7 in the morning.
I have
He's back, though. He is on camera.
to go eventually. Saberlight.
There he is. All right, he's
He'll
back.
be fine.
Maybe it was the Milkman.
He'll be fine.
Is that still a thing?
I don't know, but it's something that used to be delivered early in the morning.
You know what? I think that Ogre Club on Shaman caught him off guard because you're not clicking on every single hero individually during a fight, right? And he probably did recently purchase it. He thought that he would have just burst him in that one Orchid and zip TP'd out, but didn't expect him to live for that long.
Is under attack.
Value.
Sometimes 10 strength makes all the difference. Sometimes 1 strength makes all the difference.
Sometimes even decimals. Sometimes 0.2 strength gain per level.
Absolutely. I mean, people laugh at the whole meme with +1 armor, but I think most people don't appreciate how much it actually changes the hero's win rate. Like, just getting +1 armor can increase the hero's win rate by more than 1%. No joke. Like, it's actually that impactful. It's like 1.5%. Because think about this from your games. All game situations,
When you live with 19 or 20 HP,
you die, and if those are the situations you don't have buyback, or you lose Roche, or you lose a tower, it turns a loss into a win, and it happens so much more often than you think. So it's actually, because like 1% was one in 100 games, right? Like if you think about how many games you play against a hero and something specific happens, like 1 out of 10 of them, then you got your answer. So 1 armor, or this like. There was this patch where I think Weaver got like 3 base strength and 2 int or something. It was like the most insane buff the hero got in a long while. It had really bad win rate. That was not this patch leading into this, but at some point Weaver got like a massive stat buff and it really changed the hero.
Free
Right.
Roche? No, Abed, you're
Abed, no!
crazy for this one.
All right, he didn't get overgrowthed.
And he did not get the shard or the Aegis.
or potentially
Oh my-
crashed
oh.
by Troll.
Imagine they find him there. He's stuck up there with 0 mana. That would have been something.
Troll's got a Basher up now too, so if he gets overgrowth by this blink
Yep.
on Treant, he can just get killed by this troll.
Oh, the Mindbreaker, that's what it was. I was seeing these silences.
It's a great item on the Ember.
Yeah.
It's such a long-range silence you just get suddenly. Obviously, you have to make sure you hit the right target first. With your Slight, it will only affect 1 target.
Daytime about to hit, but I think TSM FTX should be pretty pleased with everything they were going to get from the 25 to 30 minute mark.
So item updates for now are just 4-star finished on the Disruptor and 9-second BKB on Morphling.
Okay. I don't know if they're going to be able to take advantage of that for a while, though, because EG has shown willingness to fight into Aegises before, but a Troll Aegis seems risky.
Never refuse gold given.
I'd be more concerned about how strong this troll can be, even versus the Morphling, right? If he just gets on top of him with a bash, sure, he doesn't have, like, he's not the traditional morph counter, but he does have a Scotty, and he does have a bash, and he has all that attack speed, right? So long as the rest of his team is isolated, there's no way a morph can stand and man-fight a troll.
Yeah, even if he turns into the Troll and returns the mischance favor.
And Troll gets a lot of.
Okay, there was a treant there.
Was there?
So this kill can actually open up opportunities to maybe find a pick-off while Treant is dead, because that living armor has done a lot by way of just stopping
If
Storm's
Treant
first
is
damage.
alone out in the forest and falls, does his teammates, do they realize?
Do they hear it?
Yeah, because it's on the screen.
Thank you, Effie.
But I said, do you hear it?
Yeah, because it's on the screen. Like, somebody could have clicked on it.
A tree killed you. A tree.
Oh, as I was saying, I was going to talk
Japanese
about
Spider-Man?
Troll, right? I love Japanese Spider-Man.
Yeah, troll versus morphling matchup.
No, so Troll gets a lot of flack as a hero just because he does have obvious weaknesses, right? It takes time to come online. It does have a strong laning phase, but can get kited easily, can fall off easily, and is dependent on some early Aegises. But when it comes to 1v1 situations, just a hero standing on top of another, there is no hero in the game that can outfight Troll.
What about Faceless Void? Yeah.
I mean, Faceless wins if he has Chrono. Like, if you want to look at it just from theoretically with numbers, nobody wins against Troll in a 1v1. Unless there's, like, spells involved that are hard lockdown, right? Because he's going to have the blind against you, and if he has the basher, he's going to be bashing you.
Void is
Maybe when
hard.
Void gets backtracked,
There's backtrack,
perhaps.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. We're thinking
perhaps.
just right-clicking each other, right?
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, Troll's attack speed will overwhelm most heroes.
I'm sure someone on Reddit experimented with all of the heroes 1v1ing each other and probably has the answer.
That's what bot TI is all about.
Is it?
Not really.
Okay.
It's about seeing which of the bots are the dumbest.
Who would win bot TI 1v1?
Which bots
Ooh.
are the dumbest?
What was the question?
Which bots are the dumbest?
Oh, well, so it's like a fight of the dumbest types of AI, and Elder Titan, I believe, has proven to be extremely strong. I think he won 1 year. I don't know if he won 2 years. But Elder Titan, dumbest bot AI, is really strong if you put 5 ETs versus any other 5 heroes. But 5 Faceless Voids, they just dick around and cast time
Stack
dilation.
all their
or nothing.
Chronos on top of each
Yeah,
other.
exactly.
Checks out with the lore.
It does. Also, item update, it was the Ember Spirit who took the Axe Shard off of Roche number 2.
Troll finished his Abyssal Blade, and there's 58 seconds left on the Aegis.
Dire's bottom tower.
Excellent, keep me posted.
Doesn't seem like they want to try to use it for a tower push of any kind. Bottom 2-2 still standing here 33 minutes in. A little bit surprising, perhaps, when you look at the TSM lineup. They were definitely capable of going and accessing this earlier. Well, okay.
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa, there's the silence. but
Well,
it's a
they had
daytime
two very
silence.
diametrically opposing ideas there. The three blinked the hell away and Saberlight blinked in, so they were not on the same page. Uh-oh. All right,
Ryle's
Ryle
on a
wants to
whole
go,
different book right now. He goes and he gets the Mindbreaker silence onto Jerax, who forced to have TP. Saberlight gets the Void off, will take down that Disruptor, and potentially looking for more, although the whole team has vision of him with that Thunderstrike.
They traded that Disruptor for Dulu's Courier.
And Dark Ascension cast, I guess, but it's about to be Natural Night.
What do you think about these chroma items that Valve made, like the Troll
Dude,
Axis?
the Wyvern one looks so good. I love the
Wyvern
Wyvern.
one's cool.
Although when you smoke, you don't look like you're smoked. And so sometimes I'm like, wait, did you guys miss me?
Radiant structures are fortified.
But it's pretty sick.
Ember X. Huge
Storm
DPS
Axe.
upgrade. Yep. All right. Pretty much at the exact same time. So utility aplenty here. Bryle's of a more of a damaging nature, and the Storm's more of a control. From Abed, of course, leads to damage if it combines very well with his teammates. But yeah, expect Bryle to potentially really pop off in the coming fights.
Okay.
Tons of damage and mobility against would very quickly make work. I think what you do as Ember in this game right now is you try to assassinate the Disruptor immediately, just get him out of the fight, not to worry about it. And then afterwards you probably follow through and pressure either the Morph or the Tusk.
Satanic finished on Morphling. Also, Troll Warlord bought a Shadow Blade this game. He's got a Shadow Blade and an Abyssal, so he's just gonna look for that jump on either Storm or Morphling here, and this could be really valuable. I like this pickup a lot. Also, Ember did pick up a gem, so they're just gonna have superior vision control. I wonder why they give it to the Ember and not the Night Stalker here, though.
Yeah.
Do you think Shadowblade is better than Swift Blink on Troll this game?
I think if you're playing with this gem, they bought them at the same time. Maybe they're just looking to take over an area of the map,
Right.
remove all sentries, and it just builds into.
Oh, they spotted him through that Shadow Blade, but he gets his BKB off, still taking a ton of damage.
got it off!
But he gets His battle trance off, crits on the run, but gets shaved down by Bryle. And now they have to finish the job. They're going on the troll, but he's bashing up onto this Nightfall Mars. But he doesn't get the kill. Down goes Tomato, Troll Warlord. Buyback from the Tusk. And Morphling trying to evacuate, but Jerax will die. Morphling's kind of trapped here, and a bonus overgrowth just to rub salt in the wound. 5 heroes go down for EG at the cost of a Troll Warlord.
It's such a dangerous proposition for EG, but it's so close that you can't blame them. They had Tomato down to like 5%. He gets ulti off. He spends the entire ulti hitting into Mars's Bulwark. It's about the best thing that can happen for EG as far as the battle trance going off, but it's too much. Like, clawing through him afterwards takes so long, and everybody else in TSM's team had so much space.
There is no buybacks on any of these heroes. Satanic was freshly completed on that Morphling, so he didn't have any gold.
The saving grace for EG here is Troll is dead, and that's the bulk of their tower damage, right? Because Shadow Shaman did extend wards in the last fight. So they are respawning in 12 seconds on Storm, 18 seconds on Mars. And
Yeah, they get the Tarn back here.
Are they afraid until Morphling shows up, though?
I think they should be. Yeah.
They'll get out.
Really, really good fight for TSM. Unfortunately, it couldn't turn into a greater objective.
So look at this. Keep an eye on Troll's HP here, right? Like how far they're getting it down.
He was so
120
close.
HP. So literally 5% there.
And yeah, he's just whacking into that Bulwark.
Imagine if he was hitting anything else than a Bulwark. He would be full HP and he would have killed the Morph, right? So, like, under the circumstances, this could have been even worse for EG, but great positioning from Nightfall to at least mitigate the losses there. But by how much, really? They all got killed, I suppose. But at least they got the Troll. If he hadn't been in that position, they would have got no one.
Saberlight dancing. Yeah, man, you're on your way to a first place.
Hey,
Hey,
careful.
careful. I don't want to curse it.
I've been here before, TSM. Keep it together.
Almost 4 times the series. Arena comes out as well as an instant response hex. Nightfall not able to do as much work. He gets the wall pin, but looks like he might pay for it with his life, and he might not even kill Duba until Abed finishes his food.
Oh, I got insta-hexed!
Oh my god, he didn't activate the BKB, and now an overgrowth follow-up. Abed goes down,
no.
Nightfall goes down, Tusk heavily committing, but he's gonna die back after getting this kill on the Treant Protector. Jerax goes down as well. Saberlight keeping Morphling out of the fight, and now Tusk is out for 75 seconds. Whoa, waveform! He's going in. Disarmed. Silenced. He's fighting against Saberlight, but again, it's Arteezy versus the world right now. He's got waveform back up, and he makes it to his high
Auto
ground.
with Abyssal soon.
Toast.
There's no tower to protect him. There's no heroes to protect him. There's no HP, and 0 buybacks.
Oh my god, that's...
Serpent wards. Good game is called, and TSM FTX come into the North American Dota scene and get their first championship. They get the regional
Saberlight.
CrossFit. No, that was his name. It's CrossFit. CrossFit coaching them to success. Moon popping off. The whole team getting a very well-deserved bromance, loving all.
Oh, Saberlight. Saberlight, you were also part of it. If only you could see the cameras. It's probably...
Alternate Saberlight is there.
That's true. My boy CrossFit.
Man, what a...
Saberlight.
That...
0 to 100 real quick.
Okay, I'll just say it's almost poetic the way this game ends. This feels like the way that Team Solomid lost like 2 or 3 of their games, right? Or, well, not 3, but at least 1.5 game, I will say.
Right.
This they're clearly behind here, EG, right? But Abed jumping in there, not popping BKB, getting instant hex and just killed without buyback is... It's kind of reminiscent of how some of TSM's games ended, just dying without buyback, out of position, getting punished immediately, and it's always it's always 2 sides to the story. No, it's a mistake from Abed, but man, what a quick punish too, right? Like they're really on top of him immediately and making that play. So congrats to TSM, deserving.
I would like just to commend them really quickly because we are critical of their decisions to just give up these towers really early on and just focus on farming and playing the safest that they can, but it really paid off. The opportunities that they took were the best ones. They hit all their timings, and they've proven that sometimes kind of reminiscent of PSG LGD, actually, who are giving up so many towers during the Anime Major and just deciding to prioritize their own farm. They made it work for them, and that was just so much good leadership and so much good discipline coming out. So credit to Moon Meander there. It seemed like he's the mind behind it all.
Oh yeah, resilience in their strategies, resilience and emphasis on this whole team sticking together. Moon's had a confidence since Undying. You know, TI 10. It was a while ago. And then he was like, you know what? I'm back in, boys. Let's go to a break.
What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Am I wasting time? 'Cause I'm already gone. So long, can you stay the night? 'Cause you're the thing I want. I know you're feeling different when you're stressed out, but even with no makeup you still stand out. 'Cause no one makes me feel the way you do now, like you do now. The way that you move your body, you make it look like a hobby. Every time that you touch me, it's electricity. Things we discovered underneath last night's covers. Everything came so easy. It's electricity. Electricity. Whoa. It's electricity. Electricity. It's electricity. When it's late at night, I feel you on my skin. My skin. You're all that's on my mind. It's finally sinking in. You're in. I know you're feeling different when you're stressed out, but even with no makeup you still stand out. 'Cause no one makes me feel the way you do now, like you do now. The way that you move your body, you make it look like a hobby. Every time that you touch me, it's electricity. Things we discovered underneath last night's covers. Everything came so easy. It's electricity. Electricity. It's electricity. Electricity. It's electricity. The way that you move your body, you make it look like a hobby. Every time that you touch me, it's electricity. Things we discovered underneath last night's covers. Everything came so easy. It's electricity. Electricity. It's electricity. You move your body.
And he's gonna use it, try to go onto Beastmaster, but there's a tornado immediately to counteract it into the deafening blast, followed up by Aurora Laguna Blade. Not enough to take out Saberlight. Look at the beautiful Sonic Wave. This time he hits the entire enemy team. He's learned from his mistakes. Looks like Dubu wants to sacrifice himself, but they're gonna ignore him for now.
Is he actually
He's gonna get the kill on Ponlo in the meantime.
Oh,
my
no way,
God.
dude.
All right, we have the Orchid on Quinn. He's just gonna fight through it as Ryle.
nice.
Okay, they're actually baiting this, but there's the Dawnbreaker ult to come through as well. Nice dodge onto the Sonic Wave with the Yule Scepter. Quinn lives as a result. Snap Macrofire lowering the armor. Nightfall with a beautiful initiation onto 2. Abed, I believe, has the Aghanim Scepter as well. Another great Electric Vortex. Double kill for Nightfall. Beast mode on Centaur. Out for Nightfall despite having that Aegis. Wants to kind of reset. Ice Shard's gonna kind of, oh my god, that Ice Path into the Macrofire, into several heroes.
It was all bad. The jump forward again from Nightfall. Right place, right time. So much damage. Picking up down to the low ground here. Can they finish off Quinn? Yes, they'll be able to find an arrow coming out over onto Crypt. They're chasing after Kezu. Couple more hits. That right going through. That is a kill for Abed as he's gonna try to get out. And think, oh, the feed script from Jared will make sure that he is able to escape. Nice Ravage coming out from Conlo. Will slow them down briefly, but Nightfall again. The Nightfall show. And is going to be a dead Quinn as the damage is just so immense. You've got Macrofires left and right. The GG gets called.
An exciting journey it has been for these 5 lads, a well-deserved pop-off as they plowed through the entire upper bracket. Yeah, that's right, point at the logo. Where'd you get this fancy facility from? TSM FTX, putting them up in a nice location, and they get rewarded with a championship.
Yeah, what a way to end it too. Like, they had to go to all 5 games. They had to overcome quite a bit of adversity, right? I think it's fair to say overall that they're very deserving champions, not just because they end up winning, but also because, you know, they were looking good in every game in this finals, right? I think EG's losses were more one-sided overall than their wins were. So I think if you average out the series, TSM were the better team today.
I would agree, and their losses were just a matter of inches, right? It wasn't like any gigantic mistakes, just miscalculations in team fights that turned out to be game-changing. But from the start to the finish, it's been so much fun watching them level up, because I don't think anyone would have expected this kind of result for this season of the NA DPC. I think this was probably the most surprising region of them all.
I think so, and especially the fact that the inversion of winner of the tour versus winner of the actual regional final, it's been bouncing around from all the regions. I thought North America was probably the closest between the top 3, and Quincy Crew ends up going down lower bracket 3rd. Still respectable to lose to these 2 teams, as we saw the performance and the growth of Evil Geniuses as well. If you could speak to how much they've progressed, which again, RTZ just ever so close to that Valve event victory, but it's continuously snatched away at the last second.
Yeah, they definitely did improve a lot, and I think it's also easy for us to say because, like Crit pointed out in the interview, that day 1 was just not their good showing at all. So, like, what they improved a lot between was the end or the regional play and the regional finals was a massive improvement. I think Nightfall also definitely stepped up and got into his element and played really, really well here, much better than he did at the start of the season. So yeah, they should be very proud of the progress that they've made. They're obviously going to be super disappointed right now that they were so close to getting this victory, but all things considered, with how hard of a season it's been for them, a 2nd place overall for the entirety of the season is a pretty good result, really, for what they've had to handle. And I think for EG fans, it's pretty encouraging to see that they can undergo this kind of growth over a couple of weeks, because then who knows what's going to happen in the next season. They might just become the team to beat again.
And it's got to be some kind of payoff, just their performance today, that this roster that a lot of people are so dubious about, and maybe even they felt a little bit badly about in the beginning, this is proof that it's going to go far, and they made the right decisions picking up these players. All it took was a little bit of time. And we talked about it over and over throughout the first season, like, does this team need more time? Do they need time? And it didn't turn out to be the case for a lot of teams people expected a lot of, looking at you, Alliance. But I don't mean any shade, right?
I mean, but they went down to Div 2, so.
Yeah, so some people said this team needs time, this team needs time. They didn't need time, it just didn't work. But that's not the case for EG at all, and I think they're gonna get even better. But hey, so is TSM.
How much better? There's only one way to find out, by talking to the champions. TSM FTX. What's up, Saberlight? What's up, Bryle? Congratulations on the win. Saberlight, we'll start with you, because Bryle, he's getting to hang with the boys. Saberlight, how do you feel?
I feel amazing. This series was absolutely insane. I would never thought that it would go 5 games. I mean, when I was watching the EG against Quincy, game, I was thinking that EG are looking really good, and I want to play them because that would be like an insane series, and it was. And I'm so glad like it went all 5 games.
Yeah, you tweeted mid-series, "This series is so much fun." That is not something I see typically from players.
And you tweeted, "I regret playing 8 pubs before our games today." So there you go. Good warm-up, I suppose.
And for Bryle, I'm very, very pleased to see your growth during this series. How did you feel about your performance this against Evil Geniuses?
Especially the last game, as you could saw, the tip from RTC, I think it as a respect tip, you know, because I was playing so goddamn good. Like the last fight, boom, pop ult, give vision to everyone, jump RTC, disarm him, he BKBs, what can he do? So we just can nightfall, you know, easy fight. I mean, it's over.
Yeah, good description. I agree. Hey, I have a question. Can the rest of the team hear us?
No, I can only hear you. The rest can't hear you.
Okay, Bryle, you need to ask Moon Meander what, or you might know, what is Therapy Gecko?
Therapy Gecko, he's like a Spotify, Spotify podcast, Spotify. He's a streamer. He takes random calls from people on Twitch chat that come in and tell them like life stories. Just listen to them, gives them like really trolling satire advice, but it's actually good advice. It's so funny and it's just like a life coach. He's really cool and dresses Gecko and about his concept is just like the coolest shit ever.
Okay, I was able to pick bits and pieces out of that. Moon, I'm assuming you can hear me, but we can't necessarily hear you quite as well, but it seemed like Therapy Gecko is a live streamer. Podcaster. Takes calls.
Who
gives life advice.
Kind of Mimi gave surprisingly good advice yesterday. That's the takeaway.
I see. Well, the shout out worked out. Sind, any questions?
Yeah, so during this series, I don't know how closely you guys watched your replays. I don't know how much time you have between each game to really dive into it. From my perspective of watching that, you guys were pretty much ahead in every single game, and some of the games you kind of just got caught out and dropped the ball in the end game. How do you recover from that and just be like, you know, it's in the past, next game, it sucks, we had a 15k lead and we died without buyback. What's pulling you guys up after a loss like that? That's gotta suck a bit, right?
Yeah, it definitely sucked. I think the games we lost, I think we definitely could have won them easily, and I think we just kind of threw our lead in those games, and we just kind of like, I think we do believe that we have a good chance of doing well in the next games. I don't think we're like in a tilted position where we think like we're gonna crumble, but we kept our cool after a loss, and we managed to able to pull it through.
Okay, and for the last couple of games, we noticed that you guys slowed down the game so much that you weren't even bothering to defend towers, right? Who kind of made that call to just take it as slow as possible and not take any unnecessary risks?
We did realize if we lose one fight, the game is pretty much over. We're gonna like give them such big lead that we won't able to play. So we wanted to hit our timings together, all 3 of our cores, and we it was like the strongest timing we could ever get.
All right, makes sense.
Well, congratulations on such a wonderful win. We didn't get a chance to talk to you throughout either of your other series, so you got any shout outs for this new sponsor that you've got, TSM FTX?
Oh, I think I'm gonna give Moon the headset.
Go ahead. Speech. Moon.
Shout out to
give me the shout outs.
And not my fan, all TSM fans, new and old. Shout out to my amazing wife for being an amazing manager. Shout out to Tao Fly, who couldn't have done this without him, for being our coach here.
I thought it was Saberlight.
Yeah, shout out to Saberlight for playing all the way from Czech Republic and still like being a beast from like high ping and stuff. Shout out to TSM, and special shout out to Reginald. I know I read he was in the Twitch chat saying he's a Pudge main, so shout out to him. And almost for dude, would you want to give a shout out to? Oh, he's fine. Also Roman. Okay. How about Tomato? You want to do a shout out?
Tomato, shout out, Poggers.
Shout out to everyone that supports us throughout all this entire year, like maybe a year and a half, I think, that we've been playing together. Shout out to my family, stays up watching these games. I appreciate it a lot, and shout out to my girlfriend Hannah. You know, stayed up, and I appreciate her support a lot.
I can feel the love from here, Saberlight. You got any last shout-outs?
Shout out to my team who played absolutely insane today and carried me some of the games. And shout out to all the Dota fans who are watching this series. It was a ton of fun playing it, so I'm glad that we're all here to experience it together.
And you guys are gonna keep that same energy in Dubai, right?
That's the plan.
Hell yeah. Like to see it, and it'll be on a brand new patch. We'll see if you can continue that dominance. But congratulations to all of you at TSM FTX on winning the North American Regional Finals, and we'll see you soon. Clap. And that's it. We are also done with 7.30. We're done with the patch.
I do believe it is now safe to assume that the official coach of TSM FTX is
Saberlight.
Fly. He was Saberlight yesterday, but he's been promoted.
Right.
today.
It's been confirmed.
It has been confirmed.
But until I see the press release, I'm still a little bit skeptical. Anyone could be wearing a CrossFit shirt and glasses. But that's going to be it from us here at Stockholm. It's 6:30 in the morning. I need to go catch a flight. These fine people need to go to sleep or something.
We have flights.
You have flights too, and all of you in North America, which is the only region that matters, is watching this. Go enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I'm sure you still have a few more hours left in it. Thank you so much for watching. It's been ESL 1, and it's not powered by strength. It's not powered by agility. It's powered by Intel. We'll see you later.